support to reach their goals. Pour aller plus loin que ceux et celles avant eux et pour laisser un sport meilleur à ceux et celles qui les suivront. Athletes Can represents members of Canada's senior national teams who compete at multi-sport and world championship events. Nous avons pour mission de parler d'une seule voix puissante en faveur d'un système sportif centré sur l'athlète, where athlete rights are respected, où les préoccupations des athlètes sont entendues et prises en compte, and where athletes influence key decisions made in Canada's sports system. Nous formons des athlètes leaders qui influencent les politiques du sport et inspirent une solide culture sportive. We're a safe and inclusive place to share your perspectives and concerns on the issues you care about. Et ensemble, nous suscitons et réalisons des changements. We were the first organization founded by national team athletes for athletes. Depuis, nous avons toujours été des leaders mondiaux en matière de représentation des athlètes. Join Athletes Can. Vous y êtes chez vous.
Many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Etobicoke is covered by Treaty 13, also known as the Toronto Purchase, with the Mississaugas of the Credit. All right, setters and officials, please take your places. We are going to have the observation time for competitors to read their problems, after which they will go back into their isolation zone, except for our first two climbers. Okay, climbers, 2 minutes of observation starting now. Turn.
Camera 2 also getting close up, or do you want wide? Okay. Cool. I don't see what that exit sound is.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2022 Senior Bouldering National Championships. It is time for finals. Pete Woods here with Bonnie DeBryan. Bonnie, we saw a lot of climbing yesterday and this morning, a lot of very difficult boulders. They've climbed many attempts and we've asked them to come back and do it one more time.
C'est vrai, et le preuve, c'est dans leur peau, parce qu'ils ont grimpé sur les prises avec tellement de friction que maintenant, leur peau, c'est tellement sensible. Il y en a qui ont mis du tape pour protéger leur peau.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of rounds on some very, very friction-dependent holds. You're going to see some tape. We've had a few stoppages for blood along the way, but they just keep coming out. And, you know, the thing that will never cease to amaze me about competition climbers that they just keep coming out and doing what has been asked of them. We are about 10 minutes away from the start. The athletes are previewing right now in the background, you can see, and then we are going to get right down to it. Before we start, we are going to do our land acknowledgement here. So, in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, all of us here at Climbing Escalade Canada acknowledge that we gather on the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit and the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Wyandot, and Huron people. We also acknowledge the many First Nations, Inuit, Métis, and other global indigenous peoples who call Mississauga home. We welcome everyone.
Dans l'esprit de vérité et de réconciliation, nous tous à Climbing Escalade Canada reconnaissons que nous nous réunissons sur les terres et territoires du traité des Mississauga du Crédit et les territoires traditionnels des peuples Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Wyandot et Huron. Nous reconnaissons également les nombreux membres des Premières Nations, Inuits, Métis et autres peuples autochtones qui habitent Mississauga. Nous accueillons tout le monde.
Okay, as we said, you see the climbers here are going through their preview process. Bonnie, they get 2 minutes to look at each boulder together. So the men and the women go through their 4 boulders one after another. They get 2 minutes to look. They talk. They discuss some of the beta, perhaps, and they work out what they think their sequence is going to be. And this is what we do for finals now. This is our World Cup. This is the international format, is the time spent looking at the boulders ahead of time, and that allows the route setters to crank the level up a little bit because we've removed the requirement to climb on site à vue, where you see the boulder for the first time when you turn around.
C'est vrai, et c'est crucial d'avoir ce prévu parce que 2 minutes, c'est quand même une longue période de temps de penser et de discuter des options pour comment tu vas réussir le bloc. Et tu peux même toucher les prises au début de départ. Il y en a 4 prises de départ, toujours démarquées par les tapes, des prises de tape. Et tu vas voir, il faut commencer toujours avec 4 points de contact avec où ils sont les tapes.
Yeah, you must start with one limb touching a hold with tape on it. So if you have 3 pieces of tape on one hold, you have to have 3 limbs on that hold. There are no distinctions for hands and feet, although in this situation they are all quite obvious. You're also going to see a zone hold at not the midpoint, but at a spot on every boulder in which it is advantageous to have climbed to that point. So the zone is going to be marked with green tape on both the men's and the women's boulders. You must show control of that zone to get it. And then you must show control of the top to receive the top for that boulder. Bonnie, we care about tops. Number of tops, and then we care about number of zones, and then in order to break any ties that might come out of that, we care about how many tries it took you to get to the top and how many tries it took you to get to the zone.
C'est vrai. Il faut vraiment, on compte en premier les blocs que les athlètes finissent avant. Ici, juste pour briser les égalités, on compte après les zones. Et après ça, s'il y a toujours des égalités, on brise ça avec des essais.
So tops, of course, are the most important thing, but how quickly you get there matters. So they will measure their attempts. They're not just going to sort of randomly throw themselves at these boulders. They're going to be very careful both to maintain their ability to continue climbing across a round, to maintain their skin, to maintain their mental focus. They're going to try most of these boulders maybe 3 or 4 times in those 4 minutes. It's not that long to climb. Some of the boulders climb a little bit slower, some climb a little bit faster. If you're slipping off the first move, of course, you might try again. But you are trying to do the boulder in the least number of tries possible.
Yeah, there are different strategies that need to be assessed uniquely for each boulder, because if, like you said, that is a delicate, balancy, slow-moving boulder, then you will just not have enough time to try very often. So, you have to be thoughtful the whole way through, knowing that you might only have, let's say, 2 shots.
Exactly. Let's give you a quick recap of what happened earlier today. They climbed the qualifiers this morning, and the rounds were, the level was ratcheted up, probably getting closer to what international qualifying level boulders would look like. And we need to, of course, find a national champion. That's what's at stake, right? The national championship is on the line. But we also want to prepare our athletes for what is to come. So we are growing a national program where we have athletes who are ready to go and compete on the World Cup. And it can't be a shock that the level goes from 5 to 10.
For sure.
So we've ratcheted the level up at our nationals, and I would say maybe the semifinals round was about maybe a 7, and it showed. A couple of the climbers really climbed very smartly, very composed, and on the women's side, that was Babette. So Babette, 3 tops and 4 zones to come out like really ahead of the field, climbing from, I think, 17th place. Into first.
Ça, c'est toujours intéressant de voir quand quelqu'un grimpe au qualif et il se rend comme assez bas dans des semi-finales. Mais nous, on savait déjà parce qu'on connaît Babette depuis longtemps. Puis, je ne sais pas si ça a enlevé un peu de pression pour elle ou juste parce qu'elle a décidé que ça ne va pas arriver encore. Elle voulait être un peu plus... elle voulait mettre un peu plus d'effort, je ne sais pas, mais... Ça a vraiment bien marché.
Yeah, she dialed the switch up for whatever that reason was, whether there was a lack of pressure or whether it was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to miss a final.
Right.
And she came out and threw it down. Sophie Buitendijk also climbed very powerfully.
Yeah.
And Madison Fisher. So Sophie getting 2 tops in 4 zones, Madison getting 1 in 4, and then Chloe Earl right behind with 1 top in 4 zones. Erica Velev and Anna Kelly rounding out our top 6. On the men's side, even more difficult, I would have argued.
Totally.
Kinder McNamee climbed exceptionally well, and he came out. There we see now the list. Anna Kelly, Erica Velev, Chloe Earl, Madison Fisher, Sophie Buitendijk, and Babette. Well, that's how they're going to come out from 6th to 1st.
And even though there were not that many tops, all 6 of those athletes got 4 zones.
Yeah.
And nobody after that, actually. And so there was a clear distinction between... who's getting into finals. They really did earn it.
On the men's side, you see Brennan Gee, Sam Tukavara, Finn Battersby, Zach Richardson, and Kinder McNamee, the BC bouldering army, still in good force. Kinder getting 2 tops, as well as Zach getting 2 tops, and then Finn and Sam getting 1. Guy McNamee getting 1, and Brennan Doyle getting 1 and 2 zones. Well, 3 zones, of course, with the top you took along the way.
Right.
And then after that, it dropped to 1 top, 1 zone after that. So, again, although very difficult, and we thought that we might see a round where you got into finals with only 2 tops. On the men's side, you got in with 1, and on the women's side, you got in with a bunch of zones. And also, let's say that people dropped some tops. So people dropped the tops of some boulders. So we could have seen any one of those 3 women getting another top, but they fell off the last hold. So there was good climbing, although there were not a lot of tops. And that shows you the level that we're ratcheting up to. And it sets the stage for what could be a wonderful final. Bonnie, you and I had a walkthrough with the setting team earlier to get an up-close look at the boulders, and they're spicy.
Ouais, je dirais, au début, je pensais, OK, le rond des semi-finales était très difficile. Ils vont peut-être les laisser un peu de lousse, faire ça un petit peu plus facile, mais je suis pas sûre.
No, I don't think so. They maybe they maybe changed the level, but didn't lower it. So remember that the goal here is to test lots of different styles. So we don't start with an easy boulder and slowly get up to the second and third and next hardest boulder. All the boulders are of a similar difficulty, but you're going to see different levels of success because of the style. So if the boulder is in your style that suits you, and you're having that kind of day, then that's the boulder that you're going to top. And we get a little bit of coordination. We get some commitment here. We have a couple of risky boulders. We have some very delicate boulders. We have an absolute gem of a slab boulder on the men's side. They are climbing the true slab that the women climbed in their qualifier.
So in the semis, yeah.
In the semifinals. We have a good range across these 4 finals boulders. Every climber is going to climb the first boulder, one after another. They have 4 minutes to climb, and then they go back to an isolation area where they get, if everybody takes their 4 minutes, as much as 24 minutes of rest. So the boulders can be a little harder because the rest periods are longer.
C'est vrai, c'est différent que les semi-finales où il y avait 5 minutes pour grimper et juste 5 minutes pour se reposer. Là, il va y avoir le temps pour que tous les autres athlètes finissent leurs problèmes. Donc, ça pourrait être très vite si tout le monde le fait vite, mais ça pourrait être juste 20 minutes à peu près si tout le monde prend leurs 4 minutes.
And it also adds an interesting layer where you are all together. So they're all together before they come out on the first boulder. And then when you've done the boulder, you're separated. So you're in a different isolation. But after you finish the boulder, you slowly gather again in that secondary isolation. So you can, if you want, you can talk about what you did or didn't do on that boulder. And unless you're back there, you don't know for sure. Some of the athletes' teammates maybe talk about how they did or what they didn't do. Some people want to know where they are in the field body, and some people don't want to know. They want to just go out and be like, I need to send every boulder. They don't actually want to come out and know, hey, you need to do the last boulder in 3 tries or less to win. That just changes the pressure entirely. The goal for them is come out and climb every boulder regardless of what everyone else has done.
I think some people work really well with that kind of pressure, though. It's kind of like, some people have this, last go, best go if you're out on a boulder trip and you got to go. And so the same thing can happen here, but yeah, everyone's got a different approach. Some people sit in ISO with their headphones on, listen to music. They really don't want the distraction. They want to stay focused in their own sort of, zone. And others want to keep it casual so that it justement does not add extra unnecessary tension.
Exactly. And you're going to see a range here of different approaches to how you handle your time on the mat, your time on the boulder. We're going to see a range of sort of emotional commitment from climbers. Some people wear their heart on their sleeve. Some are a closed book. But what you are absolutely going to see is some very, very good bouldering. We're going to get started with Brennan Doyle for the men, and Anna Kelly, the youngster, 15 years old, is going to get us kicked off on the women's side.
She's walking into this with a win, a first at Youth B Nationals that took place in May earlier this year. That was for last year's circuit. So she's got some experience and she's not afraid of the podium. She knows what that feels like.
And she still has like 3 more years of climbing in youth. So there's time to do a lot more damage on the youth side. And if you're getting open level finals experience when you go back to that next youth event, it is really going to make a difference. Anna Kelly getting
very nice
right up into the big burly moves.
Yeah,
Some not as designed, but interesting to see how they read it.
The women are starting off on the steepest part of the wall, so they're going to get their power muscles charged right off the deck.
And everyone's a little bit different, of course, but you want to, if you're excited and you have a little bit of finals adrenaline, then coming out and being able to squeeze and swing around is good.
Totally.
Coming out excited and nervous on the slab is not super fun. So they'll be happy to maybe come out and just get to flex a little bit. Brennan Doyle getting up just into the zone. He hasn't quite, that'll be establishment there.
So he is really putting his feet on just where those purple stripes are. You can't tell from here necessarily, but the white part of those big volumes are, come on.
There's Brennan Doyle getting 1 on the finish and 2.
Nice.
So a couple of slips getting established and then a good solid send from Brennan Doyle. And what we do is we wait. So the next man isn't going to come out until both climbers have finished their boulder. So we'll always bring them out in pairs. That lets us focus on Anna Kelly here, getting into the span.
Yes.
Now trying to find this long heel hook.
The only thing I was going to say, it's true that, the boulders are changed and the level is maybe, more or less the same, but they have climbed already 2 full rounds and 1 already today. Mm-hmm. So their level of gas in the tank, so to speak, as we like to say, is, it's getting worked.
It's diminishing.
Slowly. But, they train for this, right? That's the whole point of training for an event like this, is that you have to train resistance. You have to be able to climb many hours in a row.
And you see here taking the time to take a rest. It is one of the hardest things to do in any round, is to just look at the clock, and you might feel fresher than you actually are. So, the coaching process definitely includes, this is how you break up your 4 minutes. If you're feeling this, if you're feeling that, that's 1 minute to go now. So she's let it wind down to 1 minute, which gives her sort of a miss and then an attempt if she slips along the way. So she's...
Ça, c'est très commun pour les blocs qui sont très puissants parce que tu n'as juste pas assez de jus pour essayer 1000 fois.
So just trying to find
Nice.
the right
Allez,
foot
Anna.
balance here. Anna Kelly
OK.
now going back to be able to create the opposition, going all the way back.
Nice. Oh, yes.
Such a wide span. I mean, where she is on the first undercling is closer, but maybe obviously not. She didn't like it as much. So she's going to walk out with...
Did she get the zone?
I say, if I'm the judge, I say no to that.
Yeah.
Because she just sort of grabbed it
Yeah.
and swung off of it. She
Yeah.
never really stalled any momentum and made another movement. So the rule is you have to show control, and that means you take the hold and then you have to move another limb in some way.
Right.
In order for you to show that you were able to use that zone hold. The
And I
finish,
don't
of course,
think we saw one in control on a previous attempt
I
either,
don't think
right?
so,
We
no.
were in the same kind of...
the same space of that span.
Yeah.
Now we've got Erica Velev and Guy McNamee. So Guy, who qualified in 18th, which is way out of character for him, and then did enough to get in here in 5th. And you're talking about someone who's won this event before. So he probably has got in the back of his mind something to prove, as we see Erica Velev on the left just getting up into the start of this, and Guy McNamee making quick work of the
Yeah.
slightly awkward opening.
This one is...
And that's Erica getting the zone. Yes.
This one is not that complex. This is just about finicky footwork and commitment to sort of bad holds.
Yeah, and this is a squeezy position. I mean, and even here you see just uncomfortable in the
Matching.
ability to release the right side.
Come on.
Can
Get
he
under
find?
it.
He loves a toe hook.
I know, he wants to get something to...
Yeah, and there it is. He is going to try and catch it. That
Oh,
zone hold is...
Oh, that will not
Yeah.
count, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, a shift.
Oh, il va être déçu avec ça.
Brennan, we just saw sort of slide to the left and be a little bit
like-
more in sort of just intention, and Guy looking for a toe, not finding it.
I think he was more straight arm too. He was just kind of, whereas Guy was kind of like locking off to try to like bring his body up to control it, and Brennan was hanging.
Yeah, just let it happen. Erika Velev.
Interesting.
Yeah, very.
Erika Velev, elle a qualifié en premier. Et au début, on pensait que peut-être ça allait pas super bien aux semis. Justement, elle n'a pas fait une top, mais elle a fait assez. Elle avait fait des zones sur les 4, donc elle est ici.
Yeah, it ended up being enough. And here we go. This is as... Oh, getting... I mean, interesting to see like 5 or 6 different hand placements and not really getting anywhere. So just trying to find the control to move through that. The next couple moves are still quite burly, so there's definitely a lot of ground still to cover. And you see Guy just massaging the forearms a little bit, taking a breath, going to let that clock roll down. The boulder climbed in about 14 seconds, so he knows he doesn't need to leave himself a ton of time, but it's always nerve-wracking to say, well, what if you slipped? Are you going to give yourself 2 attempts or 1 attempt? And he's going to let that clock roll.
Well, he knows what to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, he knows. He was there. I think it was interesting. He was massaging his right forearm. I think that undercling that he took from below might have, it's a little tweaky on that tendon, perhaps. Got to just be careful. It's a lot of climbing they've done, and you want to take care of your body.
So there's 1 minute. You can hear that whistle in the background, and he's still...
Well, that went by fast, actually.
Yeah, 4 minutes is nothing.
Oh, right. It's 4 now,
Yeah.
not 5. That's right. That's a big difference from semis.
Yeah, we zipped through. So, Guy doing this opening sequence very cleanly. That toe hook and release is so
Allez,
good.
Erika. Oh, elle est vraiment brûlée, ça a l'air.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here we go. Here's that undercling. That is really a lot of force on that tendon in the right arm.
Now, this for Guy is going to be about the footwork.
Come on. Stay in it. Stay tight.
The finish hold.
He's going for the toe hook again.
Is he going to take it? Yes. He's looking for it.
No.
And not enough. It's
Dang.
not a good position.
No.
Hands on hips.
I think that was misleading to bring your body up that high because it's really bringing your hips away from the wall. I think maybe something around the left on that purple hold with the left heel would have been the way to go.
Yeah, and he's the right. They're all the right height to keep that heel down low, of course. And I always find it interesting when Guy and Kinder climb together in a final. Here we see a look at just the body position. He's trying to hold the outward swing with that toe hook, but it's not enough, and then he has to reach so far to get around his own hip that it's just not serving the purpose that he wants it to serve. And I will be interested to see if Kinder goes for the same type of finish because they would have been, hey, I think there's a sneaky toe hook on the zone. Let's go sneaky toe hook. For a guy that can clamp down, I think if you told him just campus the finish.
Yeah, right.
He probably could have.
Yeah, totally.
So I think dropping tops is hard, Bonnie. You got to go back and think about it for quite a while.
Yeah.
There's a process when you don't top Boulderz. There's a process that you need to go through. There's a grieving time that you need to spend, but you have to let them go. You have to focus forward in a finals round, and part of the mental aspect of climbing in this format is how do you deal with failure all the way through?
This is called athletic maturity, and I think this is an interesting sort of observation as the field gets younger is, they are strong for days, but, there's this maturity that comes over time, and, you require patience, you require, forgiveness, and that's, part of the coaching process now.
And you need to be able to just fight. Sam Tukuvara and Chloe Earl are our next two.
I really think this first problem is going to drain these girls. Like that compression, it's not that they are not capable of doing it. I bet you they can all do this on a given another day when they're fresh. But given the amount that they've climbed in the last 2 days, asking them to compress so much, I still believe, but I just think I think it's a big ask. I think it's a tough boulder.
100% difficult boulder. Sam, you saw there just having trouble releasing the toe, and we saw Brendan and Guy in full control. So now he's going sort of to maybe plan B.
Getting a wider stance maybe so that, I think he's trying to, move his center of gravity more underneath his hand so that when he releases, there's less of a swing. Actually, we were talking to the route setters before we started, and Jane Cuff was explaining that was one of the issues that in forerunning that came up. So they predicted this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And now we sort of, you want to have, Bonnie, we talked just a little bit in the intro about tunnel vision being dangerous when you're on your own. Or maybe we were talking before.
No, that was in semis.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You end up in that place where you have read a sequence and you're so committed to it and you keep going, you throw yourself at it, and it's, wildly incorrect. You will see a lot of the finalists, especially because they've had time to talk about it, will have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Hey, if that's not the way, this might be the way. And then you'll see them make decisions based on their size and shape.
Chloe is making some good work with that toe hook.
Yeah,
she's reading it well.
Yeah, sort of electing not to. Yeah, there we.
Ali, come on, girl. I feel like a zone would be good here. Yes. Yes.
And reaching through.
Ali. Super.
So that's good from Chloe. And taking a second. She does need to be swapped on her hands.
Well, she's going to match.
She'll match,
Beautiful.
No problem.
I think we could see our first top, Pete. What do you think?
I don't know. The finish. She doesn't look comfortable here.
But she's so close. She's not going to give up. Look at that. And if she hangs well, yes.
There we go. A top from Chloe Earl.
Nice.
Good
That was
composure.
excellent.
Yeah, it's hard to be near the finish for that long and not rush it.
She read it really well. And she did exactly what you were just talking about. She tried some things first, and it wasn't quite working out, and she went back and she tried slightly different beta.
So now we have Sam.
Allez.
That's
C'est trop intéressant de voir comment c'est difficile pour lui, mais tantôt, on dirait que c'était une move par rapport pour les autres.
Non, ça l'a facile pour Guy puis Brennan.
Ouais.
Mais ici, Sam is having fits. And I want him to release the toe earlier and just commit to walking across before he gets so into the tension that it forces that spring type movement. Because the pinch, when you first grab it in compression, feels good. But when asked to come across your body like that, no such luck. So
you need to get your right foot on
and really push.
Push.
So Sam's going to have to walk away without a zone there, and where Brennan was able to top and Guy was able to get a zone. So he's a little bit behind the curve at the moment, but there's lots of climbing. Don't get it wrong. There's lots of room to move, especially if we get around where maybe it's 2 tops to win.
Sure.
You might top the last 2 boulders. So there's
Justement
a book to be written.
Totally, sorry. C'est justement ce que tu disais avant. Il faut pas que tu mettes ça dans ta tête que oh non, les autres ils ont fait, moi j'ai pas fait, parce que il y en a 4 blocs, puis tout peut changer avec un bloc.
And you've read them all, so you've already walked through. You're like, all right, this might not be my boulder, but that's going to be my boulder, and that's going to be my boulder. So you know what's coming.
Yeah.
It's trouble when you don't do your boulder, and you're
Sure.
like, I'm really worried about the next 3. And this was the one I was supposed to do.
They all have to
It
be
happens.
your boulders.
Yeah.
They are all your boulders.
Yeah, 100% has to be that mindset. Finn Battersby and Madison Fisher now taking us into the 3rd place qualifiers from semifinals earlier today.
Madison Fisher is known for being quite strong on overhangs and compression type boulders. She came 3rd at this event last year and 2nd at the Ontario Championships
Finn
last
maybe?
year. Look at her go. I think she's got the power.
Not even hesitating.
Reading it real well.
Making this cross, and I think you mentioned earlier, is she just going to campus match this, or is she going to be careful? And she's going to take a little bicycle to be sure. A flash from Madison Fisher.
Excellent.
Really well read. Good piece of climbing.
I kind of did think that boulder had her name on it.
And Finn made the opening look easy, and then maybe rushed the matchup underneath. The match is a strong word. The 2 crimps matching on the big volume on the zone. Just had his feet a bit low. As you mentioned, everything white on that cylinder-shaped 3-piece volume is shiny. So dual textured, as in this is the part, the white is the part with no texture. But the purple, the seams are regular texture. So you can stand on those parts. It's very, very specific. But the ends are in friction, and that very small seam.
Oh,
and
that's
there is sort of an
another,
easy hop.
Yeah, that's the other way that Sam wasn't trying, actually.
It's just releasing early and taking the hop.
Yeah.
And Finn being
Come on.
way more careful this time to
Come
get
on.
up into that match.
Oh, dang. Allez. Oui. Come on. Oh,
He's
avec
gonna
la main droite.
cross, and that puts him in a really good
Yes.
sort of left-facing position. Oh, he
Oh,
is.
he wants the toe hook, too.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to hang.
No. So that's the BC toe hook. 'Cause the 3 of them, BC gentlemen.
Right.
And looked, because he had already crossed, that maybe that was going to work a little bit
Me
differently.
too.
But it did turn. It's awkward. It turns your hips away.
They're not keeping their foot on that purple holdout left, and I find that a bit weird. That I guess they.
Bad.
I mean, I know it's bad, but you need it on something, and I would think lower down is better than higher up. But maybe they just want the better hold rather than the better placed hold.
Yeah, it can be a trap, of course, to get sort of drawn into. 1 minute now. 3 tries on this boulder is the name of the game. So
I mean, il faut dire que la prise est vraiment pas bonne, là. La prise à
the left-hand pinch is it's bad. It's very bad.
the top hold.
And the top hold.
That's the one I mean. Like we're like just match, but it's bad.
It's an upside down
sloping thing.
crimp.
Yeah.
It's just enough to add not quite a volume to finish, so it gives you some false sense of security on the purchase. And
they
Finn's
pinching?
really letting the clock roll here.
Yeah. Now he's tired a little. This has got to be it. Il grimpe avec beaucoup de précision. Ah là, il veut les pas faire. Oh non, il va faire le switch anyway. Allez, allez.
And even there, you see just that inside-out Gaston is going to be too much to ask of Finn's right shoulder. And after, fortunately, dropping the top, much the same as Guy,
Yep.
he is going to walk away.
With his
As we
own.
have a look at Madison Fisher stomping all over the finish of this. It's a really careful piece of work at the end. And now here we just, Finn Battersby there. That's where I thought he was going to be fine to just drop his left hip, and then he came into the toe hook.
Yeah.
And even there, uncomfortable. I mean, he was never happy with the right hand.
Yeah.
It never really settled.
I mean, I think a thumb would help pour créer une genre de pince, mais avec la main droite, je sais pas si ça allait marcher.
En tout cas, le bloc, c'est difficile. Sophie
Mais
Buitendijk.
faisable, mais faisable.
Mais faisable, absolument
donc,
faisable.
Donc peut-être ils ont laissé un peu d'espace pour plus de top ce round-là.
Sophie
Okay.
Buitendijk and Zach Richardson. Zach wasting no time getting through the opening.
Dude, that looks painful.
Yeah, that inside, like, the Gaston is hard, and that is also difficult. So,
Come
Zach,
on. What you gonna do?
left
Keep
toe?
the toe? Yeah.
Yes. Show us that we are sort of correct, Zach.
Oh dear, come on.
Zach Richardson fighting for
Ooh,
position.
a knee. Yes,
Oh,
a knee bar.
A sneaky little knee scum. He didn't even
Ooh.
have his foot on.
Yes, he did.
No,
Yeah,
you
he-
watch the replay. He just stuffed his knee up under the zone hold.
His foot was on there.
No, he was waving in the air.
Okay, we'll watch the
We'll bet.
replay.
That is a $1 bet. So watch this. The foot is on now, and then he stuffs his knee up here, and look at that. His heel comes away. Maybe his toes just barely touching. Maybe his toes just
I
barely
was
touching.
watching not on the monitor, and I think I had maybe a better view than you.
Maybe.
And I thought that there was some opposition, like he was pushing with that toe, because it was quite.
I just saw the leg shake
Yeah.
and thought the lower leg is not connected.
I see
sneaky
it.
heel, sneaky knee
see why I said
scum
that.
regardless.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
That
good-
was brilliant.
Good piece of climbing from Zach Richardson. Looked uncomfortable from the middle and managed to just hang on the whole way through. And Sophie Buitendijk having a few issues getting the start of this boulder, set up in control. So she's as designed in the toe hook, and then
Which is good. This is reading.
yeah, and this is there is some compression to be had or this match, but unwinding this, now
There
this
we
is
go.
as designed. And just, you've got to control some momentum here.
Oh, right.
Electing to cross through. There is a small crimp on the underside of that big blue triangle.
That's right. That's where
There
they're
is
going.
something to grab over there. See a bit of a sigh from Sophie. It's like, there is work to do, and I am not sure that I'm here for it. 1 minute and 30
To
left.
my knowledge, she is quite an experienced lead climber. I'd be curious to talk to her about what she would consider her style.
And I mean, she's done the boulder now 3 times to here and still isn't convinced that her hand sequence is optimal.
Right.
So she's going to come back down again to kind of be able
Okay.
to move the foot. And now Madison matched.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she did reach through that time. I think
Yeah.
that was good.
1 minute under, maybe 50 seconds to go. She's
Maybe
poised as though one more try is in the books. She
yeah.
does have a zone and a long rest ahead of her. So
Mais elle sait que les autres filles l'ont fait. Donc,
maybe. It's tough to tell who they're cheering for,
I
but
guess, sure.
oh, and that shrug she's going to walk off with a zone on boulder number 1. So here,
Il n'y a rien de décidé à date.
yeah,
All right.
that was sort of dynamic try 1 and then dynamic try 2.
Yeah.
And our first place semifinalists, Babette Watt and Kinder McNamee.
Babette est Elle grimpe à Montréal, à Alley-Up.
And it's hard. She's so well-rounded that I do like, I'm like, this boulder's in her style. You know, she likes to squeeze.
Yeah.
She might find that compression move quite long to be comfortable with, but she also, I mean, if you made me bet, I would say she would elect to just match the zone and cut loose. So we'll see. And Kinder now going to climb into the start of this first boulder, and I am just holding my breath to see if he has going to read it and execute it the same as his brother.
Very nice.
A good piece of control there. And Babette's on the left.
Ooh, little
So
chalk
that's-
up on that ice
yeah.
undercling.
So casual. Immediately up into good position there, Kinder McNamee.
Heel.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I like this. And the knee.
Yeah, he's going for the. Oh, he's going
No.
for the. No.
He doesn't
Oh.
know. Okay. So this is, I mean, it really.
He looked for it all. I think
Yeah,
he
he
looked
looked
for
for
the
it
knee,
all.
He looked for the toe.
And then at the last minute, just tried. So here we have
Babette.
Babette making it work.
Yeah. So she can reach, but she's more extended, but she can reach.
Yeah. You see, maybe just testing the swing, the release there.
Yeah.
Can
Ça,
I
c'est-
hold that?
Elle est un peu plus petite, mais elle est assez forte.
I was
c'est
going to
sûr.
say un peu plus fort aussi.
Ouais. Mais là, elle le sait. Elle le sait que ça va être un peu dur de tenir le swing.
Mhm.
Je sais pas si elle pourrait bouger l'orteil un peu plus haut.
Mm. Yeah,
Ou
just
pas.
or a little higher, a little closer maybe on that blue volume. Yeah. She's going to just waiting for that clock to get down a little bit of a rest. I think it's 2. My eyesight's not that good. We can just barely see it. 2.5, I think, from here. And
Yeah.
Kinder is a mile away from that boulder, waiting it out.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too close. You don't want to tempt yourself with an attempt before you're ready. So you gotta back off. So he's flirted with 3 finishing options and now has to make a committed decision. You saw how uncomfortable that finish hold was for him. It was I think no chance of just releasing. And now even just that little bit of fatigue from the first try maybe, and
Really?
underselling that move.
Yeah. You're like trying to solve the last one, and then you realize that actually it wasn't a cakewalk until there.
Yeah, you can't forget how to do every other move. That toe
Allez.
hook
Come on, Babette.
from the lowest
Allez.
point.
Non, elle va le monter, mais où?
Yeah.
OK, c'est nice. Oui.
And if she just
Oh,
commits
nice.
to this, yeah.
Nice. Ça, c'est meilleur, parce qu'avec l'orteil, c'était trop loin, puis
Yeah.
le swing était pas bon.
And she's gonna. Oh my goodness,
Beautiful.
Babette Roy
En feu.
topping
Babette.
that boulder in. I mean,
Beautiful
the least
style.
expected, but that crossover
It's
in
beautiful.
perfect control. Never released the left hand. Never looked in doubt as soon as she had that pink zone hold matched. I think that was an excellent piece of climbing from Babette.
You know, the process that you went through of solving that boulder was really quite exceptional because she tried it, I think, the intended beta with that toe, and she was so stretched out. The swing was too much, and she's like, okay, qu'est-ce que je vais faire? Faut que je change de quoi? And so she moved her body around. She found something that fit her size and her strengths,
Yeah.
and just crushed it.
Yeah, just released earlier, and then just watch this finish. This
Beautiful.
is fantastic. She was like, I don't need to match this. This is hard to finish this way. And watch that left side control. Just absolutely never even swung past the middle.
No, and she had her eye on that foothold the whole
The
time.
whole time.
It's like, I'm going to cut and get my left foot back on immediately. C'était vraiment bon.
Wow. Yeah, we are not easily impressed. And that was a very impressive piece of climbing. Don't think that we are in any way overselling the amount of technique that went into Babette finishing that boulder in the way that she did.
I
Really,
mean-
really cool climbing.
Parlant de maturité en tant qu'athlète, moi, je suis très heureuse de voir le développement de Babette parce que, il y a des années, on aurait peut-être vu une Babette qui se frustrait. And now it's like, nah, there's no need to frustrate. I'm just going to regroup and solve.
Yeah, the maturity that comes with years of competing, and the process is, it's not in a season.
No.
And the goal of becoming a successful World Cup level climber is years in the making, and even having your first season on the World Cup circuit, and not quite maybe thinking of what you could have been capable of, but that exposure and that experience on the World Cup circuit now allows you to understand what the process needs to look like, and et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, let's not also, let's give credit to the coaching and, the whole, I mean, there's definitely.
I'm shrugging what do the coaches do? But of course, you're absolutely right. The coaching is a big piece of the puzzle.
I mean, that's something that didn't even exist really, 15 years ago. So I think it's a noticeable difference in our sport.
All right, boulder number 2.
Brennan Doyle. Il brosse les prises pour enlever tout le dirt and grime, and aussi le craie. Ooh, he's brushing the wall. That's funny.
Yeah, he knows that he's going to have to smear over there. And then Anna Kelly, this interesting.
Just getting on.
Yeah, the jump start, and you just got to get both feet on that hold.
Oh, nice.
And then there's options here.
Sure.
So we'll see what gets done along the way, but there's definitely options to be had.
Oh, I'm really excited about this problem for the men.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really cool.
Ooh, look at that hip. That's some very bendy moves happening over there.
There is a little foothold on that black half moon, and it's just an awkward match that he hasn't quite got to yet. And then there's a little crimp in that corner. So this is excellent reading
J'allais justement
from
dire
Brennan
ça.
Doyle.
Il lit le problème vraiment bien.
And then Anna on the left,
Ooh,
getting it
qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
right.
Allez, Brennan.
So comfortable but unable to leave is a hallmark of a nasty slab. Is I could stay here all day, but I'm having all kinds of decision making.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Brennan Doyle,
Wow.
excellent finish.
Wowza. En 6e, mais à date, là, il grimpe.
That is how you want to do that.
Yeah, he's putting himself in a very good position. 2 tops, 2 flashes, or at least close to. I maybe he took two goes on number 1.
Yeah, I think 2 goes to solve the beginning.
Right. Oh, il n'a même pas fait le fin exactement comme c'était prévu. Mais il est assez grand, en fait. Et il avait la confiance pour prendre la dernière prise. Juste sans avoir une pied gauche. Donc là, elle a super bien fait, mais il me semble qu'elle n'était pas capable de mettre son pied à gauche sur le zone. So she didn't get the zone yet.
No, not quite. And, there's heel hooks to be had there. There's just sort of power to be had. And then that swing across to control is what we need to see from Anna Kelly.
She needed to connect with that tiny little hold. The blue hold in the bottom corner. When we pan up, you'll see where she was swinging over her left foot. There's a blue triangular volume, and there's a little foothold that she needs to get connected.
You're not smearing to make this pull through move. Also quite a powerful boulder. 2 in a row for the women.
It's true. 2 in a row.
Yeah. So
OK, là, elle fait ses talons. Avant, elle avait fait ça campus. Elle trouvait ça peut-être trop puissant.
Now you're getting way farther to the left side of this pinch. Only a couple swings in the tank before that grip strength runs out.
Dude.
So you've got to, Bonnie, I want to see a little more push off the right foot when leaving the heel hook. You maybe go back down and generate. It's really hard to just sort of pull through with your core.
Totally.
So a little more push and then just deal with the swing and a stomp, a careful stomp, a gentle toe-related stomp.
A gentle toe-related stomp. Nice one.
You got to know where you are. And if you've got the core to do that sort of half of a sit-up while campusing a pinch.
A leg raise.
Yeah, it's just a single leg raise. Then absolutely by all means. But if you doubt, then you got to do a little push
Allegra's on a slightly overhanging wall on a bad pinch.
on a bad pinch. Yeah, no problem.
No big deal.
No problem.
Okay.
Guy McNamee and
Sophie.
Erica Belev.
Erica Belev.
Guy McNamee made a World Cup semifinal this season. So he climbed into the semifinal in Salt Lake City and ended up 15th.
Nice.
So he got a taste for what it feels like to get through a qualifier and to climb on semifinal boulders
Right.
at a World Cup. And I remember talking to him over that weekend and just being like electrified in terms of that. Oh, okay, it is possible.
Right.
It is. It's in my realm of possibility
Yeah.
to climb my way into a semifinal. And you know, a couple of those boulders he looked really good on. You know, to top a semifinals boulder, I think he got a top couple zones in that
Nice.
semifinal round, and to top a semifinals boulder, and he stomped on it. It was a slab boulder, and he climbed it beautifully.
Nice.
Yeah, it stood out on the broadcast. He was one of the first ones to come out and do it. It was this gnarly little slab, and just climbed it like perfection. Erica Belev
Hey.
up into the business. You see here campusing.
Et ça, c'est une des options que les setters ont dit.
Mhm.
Donc, c'est pas de mauvaise technique de tout, de ne pas avoir des pieds.
Yeah, it can be quicker. Right? You can burn less time if you just hop through rather than careful heel hooks. You see Guy electing to keep the right foot away. Good, pretty good save this match. It's just kind of gross.
Very nice.
Very nice. He's going to take a breath.
I think he had a slip on his first go,
Mhm.
so that attempt will set him just a little bit behind Brennan on this boulder.
On this boulder, yeah. And then
Yes,
the
that
slow
was the
and steady.
intended beta.
Yep. And you see this
Yes.
really, that's also, again, a hallmark of
Nice.
I don't know if that was a slip or if he just released it, but that
think
was a
it's a
really
slip.
good finish to hang on to that. And you see him shaking the right hand. That little crimp for the right hand is, he put a lot of weight into that.
Oh, c'est tellement petit.
Yeah, good
Le-
climbing from Guy
La
McNamee.
réglette. Ouais,
Ça-
c'était super bien. Et il y a beaucoup de flexibilité, Guy.
Yeah, this
Donc,
right here,
Mais je pense que son pied glisse.
I think you're right.
Ouais. Oh non, il a enlevé. Non, ça a l'air
Yeah.
que ouais, il était juste comme je l'ai pas besoin. Je vais juste me tenir dessus.
Let me just hang
Yeah,
here.
I'm just gonna hold on here.
No problem.
All right, allez, Erica.
Erica Belev. Plus, you have to do a bit of a crunch to get your toes on the start hold.
Oh
So-
man, this is so much. Maybe
I mean, she hasn't even looked at a heel
I
yet.
know. I was wondering about
Mhm.
that.
And at this point, I mean, there's only a minute and change left. The clock has left our peripheral vision. That if she hasn't even tried it, maybe she's not gonna.
Yeah, maybe she's committed to this.
Yeah, continue. 1 minute to go now. You see a lot of climbers with tape.
yeah.
You see her there. That
Yeah.
maybe the tape is getting in the way of the
Yeah.
friction at the end of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Absolutely, it can be a problem.
On
Climbing
pinches.
with tape on your finger on pinch is not super fun.
No, yeah, this is where you want that friction between your skin and the holds. Oh yeah, all her tips are taped, every
Mhm.
single one. Oh my goodness, that is gonna make it harder. Come on, girl.
Oh, she does
Come on,
hold it
girl.
this time. Heel hook.
Yes, get a heel on. Yes.
Yes, at this
allez.
point, getting this zone will be a bonus.
Maybe just go.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh.
that's not going to be,
Non,
yeah.
ça va pas compter, mais c'était un super bon effort.
Mhm.
Super bel effort. Elle a-tu du temps?
No.
Oh non.
She looked at the clock.
Oh non, elle va retourner tout de suite.
Okay.
Oh boy, OK.
Yeah. And full effort of always good to see.
Nice,
Taking
Erica.
it right down to the wire. Erica Belev. Un bel effort quand même. Just take a second here. Of course, competitions of this size and this breadth do not go off without a lot of help. So, of course, our partners, Sport Canada, Arc'teryx, and Bold Holds, and then Tourism Mississauga. And of course, we are here at Boulderz Climbing in Etobicoke. A huge thank you to them. They've been setting all week, so it's not just yesterday and today. The route setters need to be in days, 3 or 4 days ahead of time to set all the boulders across the round. So The gym is closed for quite a long time. Of course, the staff are still here, a huge volunteer presence, a good-sized volunteer presence. We can always use more volunteers. Let's get that right.
Yeah, I think qualifiers, they could have used more, I think.
So if you're in the Toronto area watching this broadcast and you, the call to action is still out there to come and volunteer for LEAD, which goes down on Sunday and Monday. So by all means, come and volunteer there. Chloe Earl making a very quick work through the heel hook version of this start.
Oh, yeah. I wonder. Je me demandais parce qu'elle est plus grande. Oh, very nice.
Ooh, and yeah, a little bit taller and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, she's definitely, I think, maybe a little less burnt out from the rounds.
Sam Tukavara just showing you that
Ooh.
really, I mean, the press to get in, the establishing on the start of this boulder, and those are attempts.
Every single time your feet lift off the ground, that counts as an attempt. And as we said before, those attempts matter because we only have 4 boulders, and so we have to separate from ties.
And this is the sort of other choice, but then you still have to push way farther over, and there's a mobility. If you can get your left foot on here, there's a tiny little jib on the bottom corner. You see Sam just running out of space between his own feet and his own hands. And whether or not you can create room for yourself, that is part of that problem-solving, route-setting process. The route setters are here to just take things from you. They're here to take time, attempts, confidence, skin, energy, and they just want to chip away at all of that because they don't want you to fall. They want the boulders to get done, but not by everybody. So they need to find ways to get little bits from you all the way along. And here, they're just asking a lot of Sam's mobility, and he's not quite able to deliver.
Nice, yes.
Chloe Earl,
looking
excellent.
Really strong here, really good.
And then this press, a nasty little crimp.
You got it. Speaking of mobility, come on. Yes. Come on. Can you get it higher? Oh.
Not quite. So
she
a little,
knows.
maybe a little more push in the right hand.
Man, she looked real bent. You know, like her upper shoulder girdle was all kind of sticking
inside out. And she's actually going to walk away from that saying, yeah, I got the zone, and that top is a long way away.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting parce que je pense que vu qu'elle était un peu plus grande, peut-être, et c'était un petit avantage au début, mais en fait, l'espace à la fin, c'était peut-être un désavantage d'être si grande. But, I mean, I don't know. There's never just one factor here.
No, and it's just whether you could jump from the low or get a foot up on the middle, or I mean, someone's going to pull through. That's probably going to jump.
Yeah. But I just mentioned it because she just looked like she wasn't fitting in the box.
Yeah, the same way that Sam is not fitting in this left toe. Right. And it's going to be interesting because you're going to see Finn Battersby come out next, and he is as tall, if not taller, but I think has just a much wider range of motion than Sam does.
Right.
And just watching him climb the slabs yesterday and today, Finn just is able to manipulate this.
Come on.
Like, that's so difficult.
Yeah.
And you see it's just, you can't quite get his hips there. I mean, I've seen climbers in that position grab their own pants to pull their foot up into position. But precarious there on a gnarly start. Sam Tukavara going to walk away without a zone on the second boulder.
Yeah, I think these route setters are doing a great job. Again, the chief route setter is Simon Parton, and he's from BC. The assistant head route setter is Oscar Sanchez. He's based out of Quebec. And then we have the supporters, Anna Cohen, Jane Cuff, Lucas Uchida, and Victor Fleutre.
And Victor, who's set all over. He just came back from Australia. He set a comp down in Australia.
Nice.
Set the NCS. He has been traveling around quite a lot and just been doing a wonderful job. He set Boulder Nationals last year as well. Like, he is a very accomplished, sets all over Montreal. And he's a bit of a free agent, which is an interesting way to go. He's not attached just to one gym.
Nice.
So he gets to set on lots of different angles with lots of different people and lots of different styles. Victor, I really like the way he sets. I like his approach. And he just they don't always look like they're having fun. They're long days. It's a lot of work being a setter at this level.
Ooh.
And Victor just always looks like he's like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm having a great time.
Right. Oscar, en particulier, je pense qu'il était passionné de faire le set de bloc parce qu'il a déjà fait des voix, puis il est super bon à ça, mais je pense qu'il a une passion en particulier pour les blocs.
Yeah, I agree. Finn Battersby.
Let's see if you're right. Yeah, you are. He just wasn't getting blocked in his hip flexor.
No, he's very smooth. And again, we spoke about it on the semifinal. Finn does quite a lot of root setting, and that opens your perception up to comp style setting. You get into the mind of a root setter a little bit easier when you either compete a lot and you're used to it, or you also set and you know, like, this is what I would have. Like, I see what you did here. I see where the feet are leading me. I see the angles. I see what you're trying to get me to do, even though I don't want to.
Well, that's Brennan too, right? Brennan is also tons of setting experience.
And Madison getting in the high heel.
Yeah, I think she's going to sort this out. Yeah.
But to hold, that hold isn't.
No.
I mean, it's hard to cut over. So, yeah, she's going to go feel it and be like, no, that's not good enough to do a pull-up and swing my feet over.
Je me demandais si c'était possible d'aller avec la main gauche en premier, mais Chloé l'a essayé puis ça n'a pas fonctionné. Donc, elle a changé son bêta puis finalement, elle est allée exactement comme on a lu avec le pied gauche en premier. And then you rock on over up into that zone hold.
Well, Finn with a bit of a slip last time is going to want to be mindful.
Come on. Oh man.
Not
hips.
Yeah, not committing to the left to right transition and getting stuck in no man's land.
Transitioning on a slab is a very interesting technique because sometimes you visualize your movement to the hold instead of into the wall. And actually the trick is to go into the wall. And then you will, you kind of skim the surface of the wall and you will land on the hold.
Yeah, you'll get there.
If you eyeball the hold, it'll trick you into leaning backwards.
And Madison now getting that.
Yes, she did that.
Toe and toe hook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Very nice.
That's very powerful climbing.
She's so strong.
Yep.
Come
and
on,
now
Madison.
the palm, as you see Finn getting over. Okay, 1 minute to go. Work is getting done.
Look,
Madison Fisher getting the foot up.
Fitting in that box. Come on.
Look at that inside-out shoulder. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
Oh, Madison getting one hand up over the top. The clock is ticking, so Finn now getting the left foot, finishing that boulder just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Excellent sort of composure from Finn Battersby there. And Madison Fisher, I think, is going to regret maybe rushing that move. She looked like she was on her way off.
Maybe.
And needed to make a decision.
I also, maybe she underestimated how good that hold was going to be. The last hold.
Yeah.
But she didn't get that high, not just shy of where she needed to be, I think.
Packing up and walking over.
Ça, c'est vraiment décevant parce que là, elle a comme réussi un peu mieux que l'autre fille, mais ça comptera pas. You know, elle va avoir le même zone.
Yeah, dropping tops is never fun because you've done so much more climbing for no point return.
Right.
So, yeah, it weighs on your mind a little bit.
But she's still, zone is still great in this case. Yeah.
Get all the zones you can.
Yeah.
Zach Richardson and Sophie Buitendijk.
They do know that. Like, certainly.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely know it.
They know that zones count. You know, before, I think there used to be a few, like, the tendency was to have more tops. They've even adjusted this in, you know, the international level as well. Route climbers were sort of saying, look, we don't mind if nobody finishes the route. We want to show what we can do. So make them a little harder for us.
Yeah, let me show why I'm better than the person beside me, not just faster or equally capable to get to the top. And
or I did better in semifinals.
Yeah, exactly. Sophie Buitendijk,
nice. Just
reading
making
all of this
real
perfectly.
Quick work. This is so interesting. Come on. Nice. Beautiful.
A powerhouse of a climber. And just, man, watching that left shoulder, that.
She's looking good.
Yeah, just see the way she's lining it up. Ooh, just shorted it. Oh, Bonnie, the lean back. And they're like, oh, I have enough to sort of to pull. And she didn't look like she wanted to jump into it. She wanted to sort of just get there.
I wonder if you actually do want to go slower. Like, can you actually shift all your weight over and stand up as opposed to going dynamically?
Maybe. It's coming out of an angle to, like the
know.
angle of the finish hold is going in
Yeah.
the direction, in a positive direction.
Yeah, I know. That that does not look like an easy move, let's just say.
Zach Richardson tipping his way in.
Looks like he did that pretty quickly.
Yeah. He's,
Whoa. Oh.
wow. That's an excellent save. Zach Richardson.
With the bobble.
Yeah, a bobble. And now he's going to back a couple deep breaths, I think, just to get the heart rate back down to something manageable.
Zach Richardson, second at this event in 2020.
And won it in 2019. So he's been all around this podium in the last few years.
Yeah, and he climbs out of Ontario, not far from here.
Mm-hmm.
People know Zach Richardson.
And you see there, he's either trying to get a little recovery. He tested the crimp because this move here,
Oh,
it's
dang.
a serious, he doesn't,
He did not like that crimp.
and he didn't like the smear to help bring the foot up. So he's weighting the crimp more than I think the previous gentlemen on that move who were a little more committed to the press against the wall.
Allez.
Sophie back up into the
Come
business.
On, come on. Oh, yeah, she moved her foot a bit to the left. Oh, her fingers were on the pink.
And just winding up, but not able to get like real dynamic momentum.
Man, but it was more.
More.
Yeah, so I bet you a third go with the right amount of rest, she could do
I
it.
don't think she has the
Maybe
right
not.
amount of rest.
I know.
Not afforded in the amount of clock left. 1 minute.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have to get on before you want to, Sophie Buitendijk, if you
Well-
are going to get a top out of this thing.
Au moins, elle n'a pas trop dépensé de l'énergie parce que ça fait juste 2 fois qu'elle a fait.
Pilgrim vite
Oui,
sur le commencement de bloc. Zach here
come on.
looking at the clock over his shoulder.
But, I mean, if he's going to try to do this without feet and just, like, press up, okay, I think he's sussing out the wall press now.
And then Sophie, just this campus.
Dang, she has got it sorted. Oh, Zach.
Zach getting the toe in
Oh, yes.
and making
Very
it happen.
nice. Come on now, Sophie.
Sophie Buitendijk with Joe, not quite enough body tension at the end to get the toe to stick. So a
Yeah.
top from Zach Richardson down at the wire, and Sophie Buitendijk with 2 drops of the last hold.
But she flashed it to the zone.
Yep.
So that will put her ahead.
Yeah, by all means, cec.results.info. I am not 100% sure. I'm going to check it now. I think we're going to be updating, if it's working, at the end of each set of boulders or at the end of each climber. So I'm going to check it for you now and see where we're at.
There were some complications with the app yesterday, and so it's not been quite as smooth.
Yeah, I think we're accurate. That's Sophie's immediately updated to a zone on
Perfect.
boulder number 5. So yeah, get on that. cec.results.info. You'll find Senior Boulder National Championships. And we see Babette Roy and Kinder McNamee. And Babette is going to carefully heel hook her way through here, as we expected.
Oh,
And just
come on.
trying to find, just see the way she's holding the frame, right? There's no sag from hand to shoulder.
So much core,
Yeah.
Pete, so much.
And just stability through the shoulders.
Yeah. And like she was testing out getting her left foot a little higher, and then she's like, not good enough. I'm going,
To match?
what?
No, Babette, you are not going to do that. She looked like,
Yeah, I know.
is she going to do that again? Please tell me she wasn't close enough to think that was the right solution. That will be it'll be exciting, but it'll be high risk. Kinder McNamee getting into, there we go.
Do you think that span is impossible?
I think she's got to jump, and she'll just be going double.
Yeah, face plant, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, Kinder, I love the counterbalance of that, the left leg.
Oh, the root climber climbing with the chalk bag.
Mm-hmm. It'll be useful right here.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to have a little no hands rest in the middle of a block. That doesn't happen very often.
No, it can be deceiving.
Oh, it's making that look relatively
yeah,
comfortable.
Kind of a shimmy at a time.
Nice.
Kinder
Very nice.
McNamee, I think in 2 tries. Excellent piece of climbing. And now we are left with a couple of minutes and 1 Babette.
Come on, Babette.
So,
Elle est capable. Moi, je pense pas qu'elle va réessayer ce bêta-là.
No.
C'était bien trop long et dangereux.
Yeah, and a little bit dangerous.
Yeah,
Agreed.
totally.
So she's sort of walking around. This a little shimmy, and then just this right foot kind of 1, 2, 3 hops.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
They
and
all dropped that left foot.
Yeah, the finish hold's great, I
yeah,
think.
Yeah.
There was no doubt Babette getting into this. God, that's so difficult. But the
It's incredible core.
yeah, just seeing the
tension.
seeing her shoulders stay at the same height of her hands through that whole series of movements.
Yeah. So
A cheeky, almost Neil Scum. It's blocked there with the dual
she's gonna
text.
match?
Yeah, mono match.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, down to 2 and a 2.
Oh, man.
Babette Roy is going to match this tiny little crimp and then just come up short. So never quite got established, took a big fall backwards.
I'm really surprised she didn't think about crossing, actually.
Yeah, and she's going to walk away
Yeah.
with that. So she stays basically in the same as Madison
Yeah.
and Chloe with 1 and 1.
Yeah.
And right there, I mean, just never really got over the right side enough to generate upward momentum. A really interesting way to read that boulder. Maybe she thought that the palm down wasn't going to work for her and her frame.
Yeah.
But just...
I mean, we asked the question when we were looking at it. We said, do you think anyone's going to match that? Do you think they're going to do a little piano move? And we thought it's possible, but not ideal.
Yeah, Jane said, if you can mono match that, congratulations,
Yeah.
you can have the top.
Sure.
Yeah, and it proved to be, not enough of a difference maker. So I'm going to... So as we mentioned on the first boulder, the way Babette finished it, which was, in an excess of power,
Yeah.
just the way that she held the second pinch and never sagged shoulders below hands,
Yeah.
and then just the smoothness with which she did the lever.
Yeah.
That is in that level, and just coming up short. Different styles, of course, but that display of power, she has it in the bank.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because Sophie cruised through those moves as well.
Completely differently.
But yeah, it was different because her body's different, right? That's why climbing is so cool, actually.
Yeah, she used more of the momentum and kind of let
That's
the
right.
swing generate through.
Yeah.
And Babette sort of had to stop and restart it, maybe because of her frame, or maybe because you can.
Sure.
So if you know that you can hang and do a front lever, sometimes you just do.
Sure.
And it's no problem. Do
That's
your
what
thing.
Sean used to do that all the time.
All the time.
Like one arms, lock offs, and he just, because he had it to spare.
Yeah, and he knew that he's looking at the rest of the boulder going, yeah, this is the hard move.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put my effort in here, and then I'm going to, work it out after that. So
All right.
we're now 2 boulders down, 2 boulders to go. Bonnie on à la, I was going to say la mi-point, but that doesn't sound like it's
Sure.
not right. La mi-point de la finale de bloc.
8 points, ça va.
Ici en Toronto.
Oui, merci Boulderz pour être notre hôte de la compé. Tourism Mississauga, un sponsor local.
All right, and we are back at it with Anna Kelly and Brennan Doyle. So I'm just going to check the men's results after 2 boulders.
I mean, he's got 2, so he might be in first.
Brennan Doyle sitting at the top with
Yeah.
2 tops in 4. And Zach Richardson with 2 tops in 6. And then Guy and Kinder with 1 top and 2 zones each, separated only by attempts.
Finn
Sam
too.
Takavara,
Yeah.
and Finn.
Yeah.
And then Sam Takavara yet to get a zone, so
Yeah.
he's being shut out to this
Yeah.
point.
That's going to be real hard to come back from, actually.
Yeah. Brennan Doyle, this is the big kid boulder of the round, a 1-2-3 coordination move. They train these, of course, all they're used to this kind of climbing. I'm sure they knew it was coming. And then on the right, a dynamic slab
Ooh.
crossing. So foot careful coordination, This one is, these are both going to be really, really fun boulders to see play out.
Brennan looks tall all of a sudden.
And
Oh, yeah, the triple paddle.
checking the skin after pretty much every attempt.
Yeah. They're going to need some rhino skin if they're going to compete in the lead event that is happening Sunday, Monday at the hub.
You see Anna you got to get your footwork right, and then you got to get your timing right, and then you got to compress down low. So being tall across the slab is much easier than getting down and hunched, where you end up with your center of gravity getting farther away from the wall. So how the women choose to solve that, I think we're going to see lots of different options. Maybe we'll see some shuffle steps, deciding how you want to step your way through.
This looks super hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Just
so
as I say that.
Yeah, in 3 tries.
Beautiful. That was excellent coordination by Anna Kelly.
And then getting up into the press, but not
man.
really committing through the legs. Didn't stand up into it.
I was
Knows what it's like.
I was going to say that one of the other things that is good to keep in your mind when you're doing sort of traversy slab kind of volume movement is to stand on the outside of the volume rather than the part of the volume that's very close to the wall. And you see, every time she lands it, her foot is a bit away from the wall.
It
creates a triangle.
Room. Yeah. And now, just
Come on,
needs a
girl.
little more press.
Nice. Yes, she's looking better. Very good. Oh, man. The shoulders, engaged, standing up. Elle grimpe super bien en ce moment. Elle lit ça vraiment bien.
And the zone is that little crimp on the outside.
Oh, shame.
And then another coordination move to drop down from that
Wow.
blue. So a lot being asked of the women on boulder number 3, as well as for the men. So this paddle and drop down, Brennan is testing the length out, not quite getting enough pull through. You got to pull up a little bit when you're paddling through like that. You can't just hope to slowly fall.
It's very interesting too that once you sort of unlock the feel of a coordination move, it's easier to repeat, and so clearly she's kind of figured it out.
Yeah, you have to you get a little bit too far, a little bit too short, and then, okay, this is how much I need.
Yeah.
Can she get the foot to stick?
Oh.
Not quite.
I mean, I'm really glad that she got that zone though, because it was tricky to get there, and that will be a separating.
As you
feature.
see, Brennan Doyle going full commitment to dropping down with both hands, and then just not having enough purchase to make it stick. So Brennan Doyle, after stomping the first 2 boulders, shows a little crack in the armor on boulder number 3.
Mais je pense qu'il a bien lu.
Yeah,
bloc.
I think so, absolutely. And right, I mean, this is
Yeah.
that was a great save from Anna Kelly. And now it's going to bring us Guy McNamee and Erika Velev. I was going to say one of the youngsters. Bonnie, they're all youngsters.
Yeah, I mean, really, they're 21 is the oldest for the women.
22 for the women and 21 for the men.
Right.
25, sorry. Sam Tukavara, 25 years old.
Right.
But the average is 20.
Yeah.
Of course, Anna Kelly, 15.
Yeah, that was very impressive technical work from that young climber, I'd say.
I would be completely in agreement with you. Erika Velev va essayer
Allez. Oh.
le slab dynamique.
Elle essaie ça, mais elle essayait un peu plus lentement que Anna, en fait.
And sort of electing to try and stop on the first of those 2 holds rather than all the way to get both hands on both. But a bit of a wry smile. It's either like, I hate these things and I have to keep trying, or, yeah, it's fine. I missed it, but I'll get it next time.
That's good. It's nice to see some, relaxation in the face, I guess.
Yeah, you sort
She's
of...
not super stressed.
The tension is like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
Oh.
Guy, whether by design or not, almost held the midpoint. And we do see it. So they set... this is becoming quite common in World Cup level climbing. There was a boulder at Salt Lake like this last year where Sean Bailey stopped in the middle and regenerated. and show that, you know, that was another way to do the 1-2-3 move. So Guy getting very close, sort of 1.5 hands on the catch. Not quite enough, but it's a learned movement.
We've had quite a few dramatic ejections from the wall. Like Babette here when she fell in W2, I was like, is she okay? Because she landed kind of straight onto her backside.
From
Very high,
very
yeah.
far up in the air.
I mean, she walked off totally fine, so thankfully the medics did not have to be called in. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Just enough slowing down on the second red.
That was insane. He did like 1-2-1-2 almost.
Yeah.
3-4. That was crazy.
So a zone here now, Guy McNamee.
Come on, finish it off. You can do it.
The end here shouldn't pose huge problems. If you solve the
Yes.
coordination, you're going to earn yourself a top. Guy McNamee, excellent work to stay in the
mix.
running.
Yes. Nice. He will be very pleased with that.
Yep. And then just a nod to the judge.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, I did that. Are you kidding
Hey,
me?
he's back in it, folks.
Yeah.
And this is why you never want to draw early conclusions.
And also, if you ever question how important lock-off strength is in climbing plastic, that right there, just the way he held the zone to push through to the finish, should tell you the story.
Yeah.
They make it look like it's an afterthought, but those pieces of the puzzle, the long reaches, the being strong at extension, and pushing through press moves like that out of lock-off in a 35, 40-degree overhang, it's you can't lose focus and you can't lose tension.
Mais c'est comme on le prend un peu pour acquis parce que même les route setters étaient comme ben c'est pas compliqué, you know, ils vont savoir quoi faire et s'il arrive le saut, you know, ils devraient être capables de faire le dernier move parce que we're at this level where the expectations are that you have that lock off press strength, you know.
Yeah, it is just yeah, if you're here, you're done.
Yeah.
All right, the crowd getting behind Eric Evelev, who's having all kinds of issues getting established across this shuffle hop.
Oh man.
Just trying to, she's not really committed to the full run.
Yeah.
And trying to slow down and then not able to hold the rest of her momentum. So she is going to be a little bit behind the curve, I think, with that.
Well, only Anna has been out before her, so let's see how the rest of them do. I was very impressed with Anna's solving of that.
A quick look after two. Madison Fisher at the top. Babette Roy right behind.
Ooh, so close.
Chloe Earl. And then Anna, Sophie, and Erica looking at zones to be the difference.
So les trois premières filles sont séparées juste par les essais.
One top each.
Yeah, one fewer for Madison from Babette and one fewer from Babette.
And on the men, Brennan Doyle still sitting at the front after two. So he's got two tops and two zones. And then Zach Richardson just behind on attempts. Guy McNamee with one top. Kinder with one. Finn Battersby with 1 and 2 on attempts. And then Sam Tukavara, as we mentioned, unfortunately shut out on the first two boulders. But lots of climbing to go as we see him now just getting ready on boulder number 3, along with Chloe Earl.
That was really a lot of momentum.
Too
much.
She
Too
ended up
much.
on the far side
Yeah.
looking back.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And like 3 feet away from the wall.
I missed my exit.
Yeah.
Circle, come around the block, and I'll get it this time.
Yeah, sometimes this is what you have to do, some trial and error, you know, when you're trying to gauge. She's, I think, maybe a little bit afraid. Like, I think sometimes you see the sticking out volume and you see yourself slamming into it.
There's a hesitation and a commitment
Yeah.
to that side. And risk, we say risk, we usually mean risk of doing a move that has a low percentage that you might slip on, but don't get it wrong that there's a risk in, oh man, I don't want to fall off this boulder. It's a weird piece of movement, so you know, it does get in your head. It doesn't matter how long you've been climbing for. If you've ever slipped off a volume and caught your shin or your knee or an elbow,
Yeah.
man, you know that you don't want to do it. So
No.
it's in the back of your mind going, don't slip off this volume.
Yeah. I think it's sort of just intuitive, you know. But if you decide that you're going to land on it, yeah, it's interesting. from here watching, we're like, you're pushing yourself away.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, she's got her eye on the handholds, which she is connecting with. And just having a little hesitation in committing to the feet.
Yeah, both Sam and Chloe here climbed through the NACS events last year. So that's the North American Competition Series. So that's a joint effort from Canadian competition climbing and then USA competition climbing to hold events, in essence, a level up from the national championship. So an international competition that right now is, you know, North American, but the idea to bring competition where you get to climb against the other, not just your teammates all the time. So it gives you a bit of variety. There's Boulder and lead NACS events, and the competition level is pretty good. Most of the world, it's during the World Cup, so it's sort of the other team members often that are there, and it's your chance to stay competitive in that World Cup season while the national team members are out doing work. You get to stay in the mix, as it were. So it's a really important initiative, I think, for keeping competition climbing growing in North America. And I believe the goal is to stretch it out a little bit, even down into South America, into Mexico, to bring some of those climbers up, similar to the Pan Am, but a couple of seasons instead of once every couple of years. Sam? That's about his third different way of trying that. Going two hands, maybe trying to slow it down.
Chloe really not loving this.
And reaching really early, which puts you way out of balance.
I think the North American Cup Series has been a really cool addition to the circuit for our climbers, for our competition climbers in Canada. And it is part of the reason why we don't have all of the people we might have otherwise seen, because these events count as the athletes can earn points at those events toward their national ranking. And if you have attended World Cup events and North American Cup Series, those are worth more actually in terms of pointage because of the level of competition. And so Rebecca Frankos and Indiana Chapman, for example, Alana Yip, they all have enough points already on the ranking system that they couldn't improve their ranking at this event.
And they're training sort of on a cycle to be ready for the team trials to get selected again to compete on the World Cups next year. So sometimes you see it, right? Sometimes the athletes are, I like to compete, I'm coming over. It's a big expense, of course. You know, a lot of these young climbers are still being supported by the sponsorship of their parents. And, you know, the decision to maybe stay healthy, maybe take a little bit of time to just train but not push it in a competition. There's any manner of reasons why. And you know that I think if everything being equal, then, you know, everyone would love to come and try and be national champion. You know, I mean, you have someone like Sean McCall, who, you know, 11-time national champion, who is nursing an injury recovery, had surgery a little while ago. But he, although not needing to, did often come and compete at nationals because it's something that he's, I want to go win my national championship. And, you know, we saw it in the States just 2 weeks ago with their national championship. Only a handful of athletes sat it out based on their promotion through to the World Cup team. So it's a funny balance to decide.
Yeah, it's about training too, and I think there's a lot of fatigue from, you know, the athletes who competed on the World Cup circuit, and you know, they just didn't have enough of a break that also gave them enough time to train for this event. You know I ran into Becca in the forest in Squamish, and she was like, I don't know. She's like, I have needed time off, and she's like, I don't know if I'm going to be ready. And then not long after that, I heard she had a discussion with the high performance coach and decided it wasn't the right time.
What is Madison Fisher doing?
She's gonna
pogo into the press.
I mean,
part of me, Bonnie, part of me wants her to do that again because I want to see what happens if she sticks it, and part of me wants her to sort of solve that in a different way because I would like to see her do the boulder.
Right. Then Battersby trying to get that control. He's going with a little bit less momentum, which I think is good, actually. When you do these combination moves, these triple paddles, if you go with too much swing, you cannot catch yourself. So
it's a three bears problem, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Not
Not
enough?
too much.
Not too
little.
much?
Just right. Yeah. That's cute, Pete.
I'd like to coin that. I don't think I've heard anyone else say that.
The three bears.
The three bears problem.
Okay. Trademark.
Trademarked. You heard
Yes.
it here. Excellent.
Madison. Nice adjustment.
Oh, and Finn Battersby
Yes.
stopping completely on the second volume.
That was beautiful.
Wonderful stuff from both climbers at the same time.
Allez les deux.
Finn Battersby taking a second to chalk here and just make sure he gets it right. See how far up he is in the zone.
Go,
Maddie
go.
making the stick.
No. Il était vraiment...
Okay, Madison Fisher, though,
Yeah, come on, girl.
getting through the zone, getting that foot placement to work. And the top of this boulder is just a little bit gross.
She can do it.
Yeah, gotta get...
Come on, girl. Oh, man, this is so kind of cruel, honestly. Come on. They just did so much to get here, and they want them to do 2 more moves
Yeah, I think
and a crazy
a
press.
super hard press. The blue dish is only
That-
there to provide balance.
Oh, that's so not cool.
Madison Fisher creating a hold with her own hip.
Yeah, I love
and
that move.
Just coming up short. So she grabbed the blue dish and went, oh, are you kidding me? And then just elected to skip through. But
Can I trademark that as the Casey Wilson move with the press on your knee?
I don't know that she's the first person that ever did that.
No, I'm sure she's not the first person, but in my world,
Okay.
she taught me how to do it. So I guess that's too subjective. Anyway,
You could see if it sticks. This, oh my
nice.
Lord, Finn Battersby showing a
Yeah.
crazy amount of contact strength to hang that
Come on.
farthest volume. And now here, just a little more
Come
careful,
on.
Finn.
Yes, thank you.
There we go. So excellent composure to go up and do that a
Yeah.
second time with
Yeah.
a very short rest. It only took
Yeah.
about 25 seconds off.
Well,
Excellent
again,
work.
that speaks to what we were saying before about how you learn a movement. And it's the same thing in this case. Even though it's not a run across a volume, it is a body
Specific.
coordination.
And-
Oh, she's going for it.
Yeah, Maddie's got to hurry. The clock's probably down around 40 seconds right now. And yes, these couple moves climb quite quickly, but she's going to just fumble that match.
Yeah. It
So
would've-
she'll be disappointed, but that zone is going to make a pretty significant difference, I think,
and I
at this point.
Yeah, and she got there faster than Anna did.
Yes.
So that's what you need to do at this point.
And
Let's hold that up again. Sorry, come on back, Sophie. Sophie, turn around. Come on back.
Oh.
Come on back. Come on back.
we're
Uh-oh.
asking.
We got the crew on the problem.
Oh, we have some blood?
Cleaning. I'm just going to change the rules a little bit. Just kidding.
There's something they're talking about. Yeah, they're a little bit of blood, but they don't need Sophie to come back for any reason. I'm not sure. We just heard that out of the corner of our ear, but they're just making sure that stays clean. They're holding the next two before they come out from isolation.
Well, they don't want Sophie to come out. They want her to come back in ISO.
Oh, back into ISO.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because they're cleaning.
Yeah, I mean, like, stand over there. It's fine. Yeah. We're just going to wait till they get that boulder clean before we bring the next two out, Zach Richardson and Sophie Buitendijk. Which is, a good time to get a little tiny recap in here. Guy McNamee rocketing to the front of the field.
Crazy. Yeah, nice.
Followed by Finn Battersby. Brennan unable to get that top, and we still have Zach and Kinder to come.
But Brennan not getting zone was
Yeah.
kind of a crucial move there.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt
It's
a
gonna-
little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
And on the women's side, Madison Fisher with that zone, with Babette to climb still, but Chloe not getting the zone.
yeah.
That's going to be a difference maker.
Yeah.
And now we have Sophie still to come, and then Anna and Erica unable to get the top there. So the shuffle is true. Things are happening.
Yeah. There's
Madison?
still possibility for Babette to move in front of Madison, but not Chloe.
No.
No, and not
yes,
Anna.
And Sophie as well.
Yeah, and Sophie as well. So yeah, we still can have shuffle in the ranks, folks.
Don't go anywhere is really what we're telling you. Is we're a couple climbers left on Boulder 3, and then Boulder 4 I think is still going to have all to play for, which always makes it exciting. Zach Richardson on the left.
Yeah. Ooh. Opting to skip the
skipping.
second
I
hole.
love it. I love it.
All right, and Sophie.
Measuring out. Both of these are my nightmare. If you brought me out and sent me to either of those boulders, I might just sit down and save myself 4 minutes of effort and skin. This is the type of competition boulders that in the last 10 years or so have become popular, and they really test a very condensed set of skill sets.
Yeah.
Is that you have to be explosive and in control. Your timing has to be spot on. Your ability to sort of look in 3 places at once has to be spot on.
C'est intimidant, je suis d'accord, sauf je dois avouer que quand tu décides de le faire, d'essayer, puis ça marche, ça feel vraiment cool.
Oh, it's so, when you get it right, it's so good.
Because I think it's so unexpected, and you're like, it happens outside too, you know? I think it's just one of those cool things about climbing where you just kind of go for it and you're like, what? I'm still here?
Yeah, that worked.
I like that.
Zach.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I tried it once and then went back through. If you go back and watch this and just go to watch Guy stalling and Finn Battersby hanging with one hand, you are going to see, although all the finalists are not, they're very close to each other in spread of ability.
Yeah.
Some of them have 1 or 2 things that they do that are otherworldly. And that contact strength from Finn Battersby.
Yeah, right.
Bonnie, that was ridiculous. I kind of want to run it back myself. I might pull up the feed here. Give me a minute. I'm going to go watch that again.
It was brilliant. I loved it. Allez!
Ooh.
Yeah, lui, il est en train de penser la même affaire, je pense. Zach, il est comme, moi, je suis capable d'arrêter sur le deuxième. Oh! Sophie thinking outside the box.
Oh, no. Someone has just sent me a note here. The Goldilocks problem, circa 2018.
Oh.
So, I love it. Mallory O'Brien, thanks for calling that one out. Goldilocks, 3 bears. I mean, they're different enough.
No, it's the same.
It's the same, but I might take the 3. Oh, look at this. From Sophie trying something completely different.
But Goldilocks was the one that wanted to tried the too hot, too cold, just right porridge, you know?
Yeah,
okay. Sorry.
I'm sadly agreeing.
I want to support you.
Yeah. Oh, and Zach just sort of slipping off there.
I feel like you could trademark the use of the word measured.
Perhaps.
In this context.
In this context.
I love it. It's so useful. It's my favorite description of a way to climb.
So Sophie getting it right, and Zach getting it right, but the clock not helping. So a learned movement steals time.
Yeah,
you got to take 4 or 5 tries to get it right, and that's 2 or 3 minutes. And now once you've got it right, the clock's running out, and you've got to rush a little bit, and now you kind of are back to a non-ideal situation. So I think maybe there's 15 seconds. Zach would love a zone here, as would Sophie.
Yeah, but when you go that fast, it makes it even harder to execute.
So Zach and Sophie are both going to walk off without a zone, and that is going to keep our leaderboard in complete disarray, Bonnie.
Totally. Everything's getting shaken up.
Yeah. We're in a snow globe here in Etobicoke, 2022 Boulder National Championship. If you're just joining us, you're very late, but there's still climbing to be done. We have Babette Roy and Kinder McNamee, our top semifinalists, coming out for their 3rd boulder, and then we have 1 more boulder to go, and there is lots to do in the leaderboard. So come and hang out with us. Pete Woods here with Bonnie DeBryan, and some really, really fun climbing so far, and the last boulders also look to be excellent.
Dans le fond, ils peuvent reculer et commencer au début.
So I think we're just back to cleaning a little bit of blood off of the start of boulder number 3. So you see Kinder and Babette waiting for the thumbs up from everybody. Kinder's looking at the judge like, as soon as that clock goes green, I am right in there.
What do you think he's going to do, Kinder?
I think he's going to run to the boulder and go 1, 2, 3, bang.
I'd love to see a flash.
I would too. I mean, I think that's a lot to ask for boulders like this, but I'm with you.
I think it's possible. I mean, it is, I know it's a learned movement, but it's not so cryptic.
Yeah.
Like, they all knew, really, more or less, what they needed to do, right? So.
Oh, and I think the blood crew is back on men's number 3. Babette is now is like, oh, so no, I can't go. Okay, got it, no problem. See Oscar.
The alcohol, some kind.
Yeah, they get a little alcohol on there to neutralize, and then a good scrub, and then they rechalk. It's something, route setters have been doing for years and years and years and years. I believe that fireman's helmet is the blood in chief.
The blood chief.
Blood chief. And it is when the holds are new, and there's quite a few new holds here, and the friction is excellent. That does mean as you slide off that you are going to slowly lose skin. And as we saw, I think Erica Velev has like 2 or 3 fingertips taped on each hand. Kinder McNamee and Babette Roy, we're going to get things back up and rolling. Bonnie, Boulder 3, 2 climbers to go.
That's right. This is our first place semifinalists. So they want to keep this position. They know they can.
Take that, Babette getting wound up into this shuffle jump and just.
She had a nice pace.
Just measuring it out. You have to get high on the start hold so that you maintain that height as you paddle through.
Right. I gotta say, I don't do those very much at the gym. Those types of boulders.
I nod at them. I wave.
Yeah.
I walk under them. I carry on. Babette.
Yes, come on. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think she knows what to do.
Yeah, that time she sat down on it
Yeah.
and then just maybe didn't quite commit to the squeeze.
Yeah.
So a shade slower, a shade farther, and I think that one's going to be on lockdown.
En fait, je pense qu'elle savait pas quel pied de finir la marche dessus. C'était comme les deux. Il faut qu'elle mette un des deux. Puis je pense que c'est le doigt.
Yeah, it's an excellent point that you make actually, is which foot you finish with. So if you know what to start with, you're like, all right, I got to go right, and then whether you sort of shuffle or cross, you have to decide how many steps, and am I sort of finishing right and is my left leg cattailing under, or am I finishing left with a right kind of stab flag out? So both of those. Yeah, and we've seen a couple of options. I think, we saw Chloe drop under, actually.
Anna finished on her right.
Yes, agreed.
And I think actually that might be the safest.
There we go.
That was fast.
That was fast. Kinder McNamee solving that in 3 tries and getting up into this last move. So we did see Finn drop this, so you need to be a little bit careful. And then that hallmark McNamee lock-off, I think, is going to have no problem.
Yeah.
Kinder McNamee staying in contention there.
Both brothers putting that one down, by the way. I think that might have suited their style.
I mean, the beginning, no, but the end, yes. So that's how far that has come for the McNamees, is to be at home on coordination-style boulders, as you see there, making absolutely no mistake on the finish.
At some point, we have to stop saying that, right? Like, maybe they've learned and that's a little bit more in their style.
I mean, 100%. Yeah, it's not maybe your favorite thing to do, but they absolutely have learned how to be functional at that type of movement.
Yeah.
All
right. It's maybe a disservice for us to, put climbers in categories, this one is a burly climber, she likes, this type of thing.
It's fun, though.
I know.
It lets us be wrong. So Babette, after looking like she had it sorted out, came up well short, and 1 minute to go. This is stressing me out.
I know. I honestly thought she was closer to solving the movement than it appears.
Yeah.
Maybe she's getting a little stressed out.
Yeah, and now back to can I do it slowly? Looking at the clock. The crowd was getting behind her, giving her a little bit of extra.
Allez, Babette, t'es capable. Ses pieds sont trop bas maintenant.
Yeah, and she's carrying a lot of momentum and not getting her footwork.
Yeah.
It's late. It's following late.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I bet the zone here is, I think, critical to stay near the podium. The clock is running out. 10 seconds. Bonnie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness. She's got to hustle to get the zone. 4 seconds. No, knowing she had to sprint.
Oh, that's so too bad.
Yeah.
Tellement dommage. Elle a vraiment enfin unlocked,
Oh.
but just not in time.
No, and that is the nature of boulders like that. And they're, unfortunately for some, that's how they are designed.
Yeah.
Their purpose in a round is to shake your confidence a little bit, is to make you try something a whole bunch of times, and then, you know, when it's low percentage like that, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And it's don't think luck, right? Don't think chance. Don't think any of those things. It's a movement you need to learn, and then you need to get it right a bunch of times. You don't get lucky one time when you stick it. The times you stick it are because you have read the movement properly, and then you're executing it exactly as you should. It's just that the margins for error are so small that the slip is the difference maker. There's no recovery. There is no, I can kind of half get it right and still get away with it. Okay, here we go. Boulder number 4. So last boulder in the round. On the men's side, Kinder and Guy McNamee sit 1-2. Finn Battersby in 3. And Brennan Doyle currently in 4th. Zach Richardson in 5th. Sam Guevara. So Sam out of the running. Zach Richardson. I mean, I think if everybody does something unexpected, then there's
Things could
room.
move.
Things could move. But a couple zones from Kinder and Guy
that'll
keep
secure
them podium bound, and we'll
they
just see how it plays out.
These top 3 are only separated by attempts.
Couple of attempts.
These guys are tied.
Yes.
Kinder and Guy are tied. That does not happen every day.
No, the twins climbing like twins. On the women's side, Madison Fisher sits at the front of the field with 1 top and 3 zones. That with 1 and 2, so still in second, although that would have put her in better striking distance for the top of the podium.
Right.
Chloe Earl with 1 and 2, and then Anna Kelly and Sophie Buitendijk, Erica Evelev with no tops.
There's still lots of room, actually.
Yeah, Madison, Babette, and Chloe can shuffle the podium here.
So can Anna, in theory, if she tops.
In theory,
and
if
others
she
don't.
tops and no one else does, yeah, absolutely, in theory. So, place your bets.
Yeah.
See how you want to shuffle the table. Although I will say Madison Fisher is climbing
very
she
well.
means it.
Yeah, that's true. Mais moi, je dirais aussi Babette le veut. Là.
Yes. And I mean,
Ça fait longtemps. Je pense que elle est prête à gagner. Là.
And on Madison, too, she's been all over and around podiums, but has yet to take home that national title, and she has been close.
Yeah.
She's been on the podium.
Yep.
So that's she's
won.
ready.
She's won regionals. She's come 2nd at provincials, 3rd at nationals. She did win a high performance boulder comp, actually, which is another one of these competitions that contribute toward your continuous national ranking. So, you know, she's won comps. Let's not, you know, mince words. But a national championship, that would really mean a lot to her. Very nice.
Brennan getting that sorted out right away.
And now we're going to see a sort of throwback to a move we saw in semifinals.
The press and a foot.
Oh man.
Not quite.
OK. Là, Anna Kelly sur le problème 4. Elle voulait vraiment prendre la prise. Il n'y avait aucune... pas une prise, c'était vraiment juste une sloper. Il me semble que c'était pas la meilleure façon, en fait. Didn't look secure.
No, not particularly.
I don't know if... I mean, maybe you can squeeze it, but didn't feel like she was... Like, that's just a wee bit kicked over. It's not vertical, so that means that that hold is even worse. Just the more it kicks back, the worse it is.
A couple of thumb catches on the underside.
That looks better.
Yeah.
She's squeezing those 2 feet better. Nice.
And then a couple of options for the finish here. We'll see which one
Nice.
Anna goes with.
Come on, Anna.
Brennan making the jump across.
Ooh, being very thoughtful here.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Come on, girl.
Full stretch. That left hand on the little zone catch. And Brennan Doyle chalking up to sort of
She
get wound up, and a save.
And a knee drop and static. Look at that, Pete. Anna Kelly.
Kelly is
Come
going
on.
to
Wow.
top boulder number 4.
Yes. Okay, just like we said needed to happen. If she has a hope of a podium, that's what needed to happen.
Brennan
She just
made it work. This is
kept it spicy.
very technical. The right foot was so low even on those volumes. Really caught that end of extension.
Yeah. I really felt like she was just thinking the whole time. Like she did not want to mess up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes that's the thought process.
Yeah. Just
keep
every
swimming.
move. One move at a time, you know?
Brennan
Just keep
Doyle.
swimming.
Yeah, Brennan Doyle's going to run out of gas. I love that he brushed that zone hold on his way out the door.
Nice.
That one's going to sting a little. This is a 2-move boulder, basically, the men's. Hard to get established, and then a really bendy
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, really like little short space up there, little small box.
Yeah, so just a quick look. Men's standings after 3. Kinder, Guy, Finn, and Brennan. The BC flag sitting solidly across the leaderboard. Zach Richardson and Sam Tikavara there in 5th and 6th as of right now. So Brennan, that not topping that leaves the door open.
Right. And now we have Erica Belev.
And Guy McNamee.
So c'est important de compter les essais pour Guy parce que c'est ça qui va prendre, qui va faire une différence entre lui et son frère finalement.
Getting up into you sort of jump up to get stuck into the start position.
Yeah, that's a funny opening move. It's not uncommon though.
And then it's,
Okay.
the hop is sort of academic, but this move here, it's a full mantle, Bonnie, and then can you get your foot in where your hands are?
I think these guys can.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
The full press. Now it's just,
Can you just sit on
get
it?
your foot? I don't think so.
Oh, look at the face. He's working.
Yeah, he's working for this.
Oh, come on,
Guy
Guy.
McNamee, can you hold the balance? The finish hold is
Yes.
terrible, but gets it.
He
Guy
flashed it.
Flashes it.
Oh, that is putting pressure on the others.
Wow, Guy McNamee really fought.
Ooh, could he be a returning champion from 2020?
The door is open for that.
He definitely set the stage.
Yeah, let's not. I don't want to get too excited
Just
about
saying it's possible.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Oh my
that was very
goodness.
impressive. I loved the work on his face, that try hard.
Yeah, you
That's
have
what we
to.
want to see.
Yeah, and you have to go to that finish hold in complete control, and just that, the fight to get the foot into that position. Wonderful stuff from Guy McNamee. So Erica Belev, we're with you.
Come on, Erica. Allez. T'as super bien grimpé toute la fin de semaine. Montre-nous.
That's getting. You see her, and ouch.
Je pense que ses doigts font mal. Là.
Yeah,
Ça-
anytime you pop out of a hold with that kind of dynamic,
yeah.
it's not going to play super well. Guy McNamee from 18th
Yeah, in
into
semifinals.
5th into, potentially the gold medal spot.
I mean,
What a show of resilience.
who can beat him? Finn and Kinder.
Yeah.
Okay. Door is open. But, if he flashes it, 3 and 9, I don't think actually Finn can beat him. Right? Because he'll get a third top
Yeah,
in
3
9
and 9.
attempts, and that is not as good as Guy.
Yeah, but Kinder can.
Kinder can't. But Kinder can tie. That's it. Right? Because they were tied before.
But then it puts him ahead on countback because of his semifinal result.
Right. That will put
Yeah.
Kinder. Okay, if Kinder flashes, he wins. Okay.
Ooh,
Intéressant.
flash the last boulder to win a national championship, to win your first national championship. That's exciting.
That is exciting.
I'm here for it.
Allez, Erica. That was Oh,
Oh, not quite.
man, that's a really, not as good a hold as it looks. I think only one part of it is good, right? The underside is all smooth, so you're not getting any pinch out of it. You're really just getting this kind of like, open-handed kind of press. I mean, you can pinch a little bit, but
Just trying to hold the tension. It's so interesting to see the different approaches to a start that looked fairly academic for Anna.
wow, yeah.
Okay. Whew. Getting into it. Sam Tukavara, Chloe Earl. Sam climbing for pride at this point.
Yeah.
Has had a very rough final, but has come out and thrown it down all the way across. I'm just going to go and brush some things, a little retape work. Route setters are never off duty. Just making sure everything is an absolutely equal playing field. And the brushing crew.
All right, let's go, guys. It's time.
I mean, it's still nice to see boulders climbed, so Sam's going to give it his all.
Absolutely.
It feels good to send boulders in finals, that's for sure.
Yeah, you want to you always want to have your internal process be I tried as hard as I could across the board, and then you can manage.
So Chloe can move her way up here with the second top.
Yeah.
Zones do not matter unless you're breaking ties, and so she can move ahead of Anna, who is currently first on the leaderboard, but she's there with one top. So Chloe, with already one top, if she gets two, slides in front of her. So it's important, and she knows it.
Yeah, tops are very much the difference maker on the last boulder and the podium for the shuffle. And then you see Sam showing you that it's not academic to just jump up into the start position.
No, I don't like starts like that.
No, and that pink volume that their feet are on is not as maybe as good as it might look on camera. And the change in angles, each time the color changes on the paint, the wall angle changes. Sam Tukavara here. Can you throw this mantle down for us? Straight into the straight arms. Trying to get that. And is he going to get?
Oh, yes. Come on.
Using the thumb to get established for the foot, but so far away from the wall.
Oh, yes. Nice, Sam.
Samuel Tukavara is going to top Boulder 4 to end his round.
Oh, Chloe making good work. She got the zone.
And then going to elect to go slopers instead of thumb catches. That is interesting. Tells you how bad the thumb catches are.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did she try that?
You see Sam just fighting to find the perfect balance point. Even that right foot, I think, pressing the knee, pressing up against the wall to make that stick.
It was very cool because you saw him struggling, thinking, this isn't good yet, it's not good yet. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, I found it. I found the spot.
Yeah, when you see that the gentle relaxation, you're like,
now
I'm okay.
Yeah. And you're right. I think it was all in that right toe.
Just
a
little counterbalance.
Yep.
Little press right where required. Chloe taking some good time here and just staring at the boulder.
And Anna really read this so well and climbed it so almost stoically. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Not rushed. It was very fun to watch. It's funny that toe against just pushing against the wall to counter, to create some kind of opposition is such a thing that we are used to as climbers, but, it is not obvious to think that a climber can use a spot on the wall where there's no hold, but it is actually used all the time, just pushing against the wall, pushing underneath, pushing around, pulling on something that, there's no hold there, but you are creating a hold out of a shape.
Yes, you're changing angles. You're creating a frame to push within. Yeah. it's the subtleties are nearly endless. And if you spend a lot of time climbing, or if you're new to climbing, it doesn't matter. The subtleties are still nearly endless. And as a beginner, they just take a different look. So if you're relatively new to watching competition climbing, hopefully this is going to inspire you a little bit to go out and try new things and try the boulders maybe that you normally would not try, because they'll all teach you something.
Nice.
Really good there.
Come on, Chloe.
Making use of the crimp this time. There is a crimp, so the zone is obvious because it's taped, but there's another black crimp where her thumb was. Yeah, I just think that the opportunity to improve at climbing comes from exposing yourself to lots of different styles of movement, and this is how these climbers have gotten this good, is giving themselves the space to come and try new movement, and then learning what you're good and not good at, and then exploiting your own positive corners of movement. So Madison Fisher can make moves.
She can.
I think she can get herself into a very good podium-looking spot
She
in the
sure
gold,
can.
in the color of gold.
She can. It's within striking distance.
And she had a couple of good finishes. She ended up 9th at the World Cup in Meiringen in Switzerland this season. So
That's an excellent
an
finish.
excellent result. So I
Yeah.
think she climbed 3 total Boulder World Cups this summer, and has climbed across a few years and into the youth as well. So a little bit of experience there for the 21-year-old.
Yeah.
All right, and Finn.
I
I'm jumping back and forth between vertical life. It's keeping it exciting.
Ali Madison. Come on. Staying so in tension there.
Yeah. Finn just sort of missing.
Oh, yes. Okay, elle a le zone premier essai. Allez. Okay, it's not that good.
No, just fighting to stay in position. And you see
Come
even
on.
there just the turn of the hand. You can't maintain that angle.
No, she needs to squeeze her feet. She knows that, I think, but she's very high. There, she's going a bit lower. Yeah, that's what Anna did too. That's what you need.
Yes.
Oh.
No, just sliding out.
Man, I think she knew.
Finn Battersby now getting established on the
Oh, yeah.
start. And this, as we saw a couple times already, he does have the mobility to get into the finish position here. A right foot or left foot? Yes, I think left foot is going to be the key. And he's got a little bit of a hip inside.
He's got to get a foot on unless
Yeah.
he sits. I was wondering if people would sit. No?
I don't think there's room to sit, but
No.
definitely got a bit
Okay.
of an inside thigh. Finn
Amazing.
Battersby, I think second try. Only saw him miss the first move once.
Okay, so 2 and 10, or 3 and 10. Well, for now, that'll put him up in second.
With a couple.
Kinder
to go.
chomping at the heels.
Madison Fisher.
Super bien. Come on, Maddie. Come on. Tu sais, il faut pas sous-estimer comment c'est dur de rester composed pour 2 heures de grimpage. Là. Parce que c'est cool d'avoir une 20 minutes de repos, mais quand même, t'es là, t'attends.
You have a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And Madison, you see, as you said earlier, the right foot is very high, so there's a very small box to try and get in here, especially on a sloper. You don't want to be that high, but that's the best part of that volume. So it gets worse each break. It's a 3-sided, 3 angles to that volume that her right foot is on, and it gets worse. So she's in the easiest to press down, and as you drop lower, it gets worse and worse. But there is that. She sort of had the squeeze, but again, complexity is not always in coordination. Sometimes complexity is in solving where the friction is. So there, it's about getting down into the less obvious foot position to stay established up across the top. So you have to commit to being uncomfortable to get into the right body position. Madison Fisher, less than a minute now, 40 seconds to roll.
She really needs this top.
Yeah.
Elle est capable. Il faut vraiment qu'elle change quelque chose, par exemple. Il ne faut pas répéter exactement ce qu'elle a fait avant. Oui. Come on, girl. Yeah. Arrête. Yeah.
That looks better.
Come on, girl.
You see that right foot is lower, but unable to walk across. So for now, that zone puts her at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay.
But she does have Sophie Buitendijk to come, who cannot catch her.
Actually,
And Babette Roy cannot catch her.
she just secured herself the
Madison
win.
Fisher has just taken the
Oh.
goal. She doesn't know it,
Oh, that's
but we do.
exciting.
Madison Fisher is going to take the national championship based on that zone.
With one top, by the
Yep.
way. Man, in that zone, she squeaked out at the end.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, no, I think she got it on her first go. But anyway, I am psyched for her. Honestly, like I said, she's danced around it, but she has not won this event.
Okay, Sophie Buitendijk and Zach Richardson now. Let's see what they can do on their last boulder of the round, last boulder of the event
Of the
at
event.
this point.
Yes.
So
What
Zach,
can Sophie do?
Sophie can, let me just, I'm
Okay.
on Zach.
Yeah.
Zach with the top here can put himself
On the
maybe
podium.
on the podium,
Yeah, third, right?
third place.
Yeah. I mean,
And there,
provisionally.
got quick moves.
Yeah. Is this a little flash?
It's on the flash burn right now.
Come on, dude. Ali. Oh.
What is that?
Oh, I'm into it.
Oh, my goodness. Zach Richardson trying to get all the way around. And then now going to
the
the
face.
prescribed,
Oh,
the
man.
full effort.
Oh, so much energy dispensed on that.
Is he gonna? He's gonna bat hang rest.
Oh my gosh.
Zach
that's nuts.
Richardson is gonna get himself a meme moment by taking the bat hang
I wonder.
to give some love back to
Oh,
his
look at
forearms. Sophie getting through on her first try.
Yeah, man. Oh.
Just coming off the pinch, and Zach going out of gas. So you asked what Sophie can do with that zone. She bumps up one, and a top here would give her.
The win? With two tops? Oh, no, she's got one top. Yeah. Sorry, just kidding.
So she would maybe get into third place. I'm not going to do the math on attempts, but it would be one top and three zones.
Well, she would have to do it soon.
Yes.
Because Chloe has one top in three, and so Sophie would have to do it in the next go to tie her. But she did get through. Actually, this is similar to what I saw her earlier being very good on. I think it was women's 3. Women's 2 earlier today. Being able to work through this, this section, and it's just the last couple of moves.
Yeah, it's a lot of climbing to get through this.
You got to take a page out of the Anna Kelly playbook here and just stay in it.
Yeah, stay calm and composed.
Yeah.
You see Zach on the corner there not getting across. And this here.
Nice,
Yes.
Sophie.
Sophie now, yeah, that's a little better in terms of staying established.
Come on.
Oh, boy.
Stay tight, girl.
Oh, my goodness.
yes.
The hop to the finish like that, I love to see that.
Oh, my gosh. This might put her on the podium.
Sophie Buitendijk
Oh, man.
with a top there, and Zach Richardson getting up into the full press. Can he get that heel in? Can he get the heel in? Maybe. Maybe.
He does not
No.
look comfortable.
So that puts Sophie Buitendijk
third.
provisionally in third place right now with Babette Roy to go, who can, I think, take the top spot. No, she can't.
No, we decided that Madison secured the
Yeah.
gold, but she can come.
No, a second top.
Yeah, she can.
She can get.
Oh, we totally
she can get the
jumped
win.
the gun there.
Yeah, I didn't update far enough.
Oh,
So Zach
that's
Richardson
why,
on the
that's
mat, and I think he's going to give the crowd a little bit of, can you help me get this one more swing at this boulder? So yeah, you got to give us a little grace. We're trying to do 7 things at once.
Yeah.
And trying to do math on the fly isn't necessarily one of them. Zach Richardson
Come on.
getting the momentum into the press.
Oh.
The crowd here is into it at Boulderz. Can he get this heel wrap? Oh my goodness. I don't even want to know
Amazing.
how he's going to get out of this if he gets into it. But he's making surprising progress.
Oh my gosh.
Zach Richardson, I don't know where the clock is. I'm listening for the whistle. That's it.
Oh.
He is going to run out of time and
was-
gas. Full effort down to the wire.
Entertainment points.
Yeah. Okay, the podium still to be determined.
Yeah, sorry, we totally are backpedaling there. Madison is securely in first or second.
Yes. So we have Babette Roy and Kinder McNamee, the last two climbers of the round.
They can both win it. I think that I'm committing to saying. Because
Yes.
Kinder will
Kinder needs to
win.
flash.
He does. He needs to flash, and Babette needs to top.
Yes. So that's what we're looking for. As you see here, Zach just not, that finish hold not good enough to get any pull at all on. It really is a position that you need to be established in, but wow, did he fight all the way to the end. The double bat hang is going to secure him in a moment in time. And Babette Roy is going to embark on this last boulder.
I mean, I would be super psyched for her too.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Both of these women have, been on the circuit for a while, have shown like so much commitment to their training, and they have both improved. And I would be super stoked for either one of them.
She is moving through here really cleanly at the moment.
She sure is.
And now Kinder McNamee, a couple of misses already, so that I think is going to move him
Guy.
out of the gold medal. Kinder jumping across. Woo. I thought he was slipping there, but he just
Babette.
managed to hang it.
You saying that he
He missed it 3 times at the beginning.
So that means Guy will eke out in front of him then.
But here we go. Kinder McNamee, he's trying to get some kind of friction on get the side of your pants even helps at this point, but he does have that mobility. Kinder McNamee is going to, not going to get ahead of myself, is going to top Boulder 4 for a silver medal here at Senior Bowl. And then right away his brother comes out to give him a big hug. They are such close training partners. That is a fantastic 1-2 finish, I believe.
Well,
we're just going to let the results update here.
It does
before we
depend
get
on
ahead.
attempts. It depends on
Yeah.
attempts.
And we're going to go back and focus on Babette and her progress towards a podium spot.
Allez, Babette, t'es capable.
Babette Roy with a lot on the line.
I know. Je me demande si elle le sait. Mais de toute façon, elle va faire de son mieux. Anyway, elle veut le finir.
Elle veut finir le bloc. C'est dans it's in her nature
Yeah.
to want to get up everything every single time.
Come on, girl.
Wow,
Come on,
that
girl.
save!
Allez, allez, allez,
I
allez.
am floored
Yes.
with that show of strength.
Come on. Moi, je pense qu'elle est capable.
She's going to match now.
Come
Babette
on.
Roy.
It's in her sights.
Look at this piano match underneath here.
Oh, my goodness. She
Where
is
are you
stressing me
going?
out. She's getting in position. This is good. Yes. Come on. She's being measured.
Babette with one hand on the finish. Yes, grab it. Babette Roy with the top of boulder number 4. She is going to be your national champion,
That's
and
right.
that has been a long time in the
Yes.
making.
Oh.
You can see the relief in the body language. Babette Roy is going to take home the gold medal, and you see here what a moment. Guy
Amazing.
McNamee running out to hug his brother. Wow, what a wonderful finish. Bonnie is going to head down and get a couple of interviews with our winners. Babette Roy, look at that. You cannot mask the happiness of that top. Fantastic piece of climbing under the gun, under pressure. And I will give you the provisional top 3 based on the live scoring I have sitting in front of me. Babette will be your 2022 Senior Boulder National Champion. Madison Fisher, oh so close, is going to be in the silver medal position. And Anna Kelly managed to keep it together from 6th place, getting herself into 3rd with that 1 top and 4 zones, just ahead of Sophie Buitendijk, Chloe Earle, and Erica Veleve. On the men's side, provisionally right now, your national champion, a repeat from a couple of years ago, Guy McNamee, followed very closely by his twin, Kinder McNamee. And Finn Battersby is going to take that third podium spot for the bronze medal. Brendan Doyle is going to be in fourth. Zach Richardson fighting into fifth. And Sam Tukavara, sixth place on the day. So we're going to hang out for just a minute. We're going to go down and catch up with our winners. Bonnie is going to catch them. If we can get them where they need to go, it's a very difficult process to catch winners and herd them over to where they're supposed to be. And we will get a few words from our national champions. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast to this point. I will take this time to say thank you to Boulderz Climbing for hosting us here for the Boulder National Championships. Of course, all the volunteers, everybody at the CEC, Sport Canada TV, our production crew here, and then Sport Canada as a partner for the 2021-22 season, Arc'teryx and Bold, our local sponsor, of course, Tourism Mississauga. These are the partners that we need in order to make these events go smoothly. Your route-setting crew who put down a wonderful effort over the week to get these 3 rounds set. Simon Parton, your chief, your assistant chief, Oscar Lanzagorta Sanchez, and then Anna Cohen, Jane Cuff, Lucas Uchida, and Victor Flirte. So if we are ready now, we got Bonnie standing by with Babette Roy, our 2022 national champion.
Les nationaux, Babette Roy, félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
Je voulais savoir, est-ce que tu savais qu'il fallait que tu fasses ce problème-là pour gagner?
Ouais, je savais, fait que c'était un peu stressant, mais je me suis dit que j'étais capable, fait que ça a bien passé.
C'était vraiment excitant, puis on est très contente pour toi. Je voulais aussi savoir, comment tu sentais avant de venir en finale?
J'étais contente, honnêtement, parce que mes qualifications s'étaient mal passées, puis ma demi-finale s'était quand même très, très bien passée. J'étais contente de juste être en finale. C'est sûr, j'étais venue avec l'objectif de gagner. Je savais pas si c'était possible avec mes capacités mentales présentement, mais je suis contente du résultat.
Pourquoi tu dis ça? Parce qu'on dirait que tes capacités mentales étaient extraordinaires aujourd'hui et hier.
Non, vraiment pas, honnêtement. Je sais pas, je suis venue, ça me tentait comme plus une fois que j'étais ici. J'étais stressée, je suis épuisée en ce moment. Je suis très émotive en ce moment, fait que c'est plus difficile de gérer juste le focus, mais là, ça a bien fonctionné.
C'est intéressant parce que nous, c'est sûr qu'on ne sait jamais qu'est-ce qui se passe en arrière des athlètes, mais pour nous, tu avais l'air vraiment composed et tu as super bien grimpé plusieurs fois. Tu as fait des ajustements au milieu d'une bloc. C'était vraiment impressionnant. Est-ce qu'il y avait une bloc qui t'a fait beaucoup de plaisir, même sur ronde-là ou dans les semi-finales?
Plus en demi-finale. J'ai beaucoup aimé que les finales soient difficiles, honnêtement, parce que ça a été beaucoup un problème, je trouve, chez les femmes, souvent.
Ouais.
Mais en demi-finale, j'ai beaucoup aimé la première dalle, le premier bloc. J'ai trouvé ça intéressant parce que c'était vraiment risqué. Ça, j'ai vraiment aimé ça. Je pense que c'était mon bloc préféré de toutes les rondes.
Mais cool, merci beaucoup. On est très contente pour toi. Félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
All right, that words from Babette Roy, first-time national champion, and we're going to wrangle up Guy McNamee, who won this event back in 2020 and has made a return to the podium in fine style right at the end, just getting ahead of his brother. Maybe a little bit bittersweet in order to take that podium. He did have to take it away from his brother. But I think he's standing by. If we can wrangle a Guy McNamee, we'll get him up there to speak to Bonnie as well. Just trying to track down. They disappear so quickly. I'm scanning the room as well. I did see Kinder walk by. We will don't go too far. We will catch him, and then we'll have the podium. So I will take a minute to say thank you for hanging out with Bonnie and I during the finals today. We had an absolutely wonderful time bringing it to you, and of course the semifinal round as well. And we're going to be back and doing it all again on Sunday for lead. So we're taking a day off tomorrow, and then the lead qualifiers are going to go down on Sunday, and lead semifinals and finals will go down on Monday. So the event is still rocking and rolling here. We're going to be at the Hub in Mississauga for the lead part of this 2022 National Championship weekend. And now we have Guy heading over to have a few words with Bonnie, and we'll just, there he is. So let's take a minute and see what Guy has to say about his victory today.
Hi everyone, we're back here with Guy McNamee. How do you feel?
Pretty excited.
Can you tell me how you were feeling coming into finals?
I felt really lucky, very lucky. As in qualifiers, I barely made it. I was kind of made some mistakes, and then semis, I just squeaked into finals. And then I guess finals, I was like, okay, let's do this.
So can you walk us through a little bit the train of thought? Like, you did place a lot lower in qualifiers than we were all expecting.
Yeah.
What happened there? And
I guess I found some kind of weakness on a weird climb actually over there, but I guess it was almost like it was one of those very kind of specific moves that I guess I didn't really realize it was a weakness of mine, but now I do. So it'll be definitely something when I get back home to be really trying to find ways to work on that, which is nice. But yeah.
well, clearly you just turned it around and decided, nah, I'm going to perform now. Did you have a favorite boulder in either this round or the semifinals?
I really like this coordination one, as in that one was fun. It was
That's really funny because Pete and I were talking about how maybe that wouldn't have been necessarily your style a few years ago.
Yeah, I've definitely been working on it. Like right now, I'm almost 1 month into my technique phase, which includes slab and coordination. And it's definitely something that Kindle and I have been working on a lot. So
it must be pretty cool to share the podium with your brother.
Yeah, it's so cool. As in he was kind of I wasn't for the some of the years he's been kind of struggling a little bit. So it's this year we've been really training his weaknesses and focusing on sequencing and coordination and that stuff, and it's definitely been paying off. So
well, it was really exciting watching you today. You climbed so well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Pete.
Guy McNamee, your 2022 Boulder National Champion. A bright career that is only getting brighter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon, this evening. We are going to be back on Sunday with the coverage of the lead portion of our Canadian National Championships. We are going to head out from here. The podium is coming. We're going to keep it on the stream. If you want to see the podium going on, absolutely stay there. Ladies and gentlemen, for Bonnie DeBryan, I'm Pete Woods. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Mic it up.
Medalists, please report to the comp wall. Medalists, please come to the comp wall now. For medals. coming to the Boulder National Championships. We're happy to have you all here representing so many places in Canada. My name is Veronica Speedy, and I am the technical delegate for this event. What an amazing finals. Can we give it up again for our fantastic athletes? Just a couple of more thank yous and shout outs. Huge thank you to Boulderz, our host gym, for this event. Thank you to all of our staff, their staff, and all of the amazing volunteers for making this event happen. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Tourism Mississauga, Arc'teryx, and the Government of Canada. And I would like to thank you all for coming here to support your athletes. And if you climbed in semis or qualifiers, thank you for coming out. Big round of applause for all of you. All right, I'd like to start by presenting our women's finalists. So if the three of you can come join me over here. Give it up to them, guys. They worked hard, they shed a lot of blood for your entertainment. All right. Testing. All right, in third place, we have Anna Kelly from BC. We have Simon Parker, our head setter, representing our amazing group of setters. All right, perfect. In second place, we have Madison Fisher. And presenting our gold medal finalists, Babette Roy.
eux et pour laisser un sport meilleur à ceux et celles qui les suivront. Athletes Can represents members of Canada's senior national teams who compete at multi-sport and world championship events. Nous avons pour mission de parler d'une seule voix puissante en faveur d'un système sportif centré sur l'athlète, where athlete rights are respected, où les préoccupations des athlètes sont entendues et prises en compte, and where athletes influence key decisions made in Canada's sports system. Nous formons des athlètes leaders qui influencent les politiques du sport et inspirent une solide culture sportive. We're a safe and inclusive place to share your perspectives and concerns on the issues you care about. Et ensemble, nous suscitons et réalisons des changements. We were the first organization founded by national team athletes for athletes. Depuis, nous avons toujours été des leaders mondiaux en matière de représentation des athlètes. Join Athletes Can. Vous y êtes chez vous.